scandals, dumb TikTok boycotts, and more. Keep up with all the online stories mainstream media ignores by listening to the Brad vs. Everyone podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. This is 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station and iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump at the White House today for the annual Easter egg roll, where he spoke a few minutes ago about the rescue of the two F-15 crew members who were shot down by Iran.
In order to pick up one, it's a horrible thing, but it's very rare that you can do it. And what we did yesterday.
Years, and he still goes in for.
Do they really?
His regular, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had multiple myeloma.
14 years is. I mean, his chances now are probably as better than ours. I mean, that's insane.
It's a small price to survive.
Hey, babe, for Dima's medicine,
yeah, baby,
the compound pharmacy, it was $7 to ship, so I said we'd pick it up, but I'd let her know if you wanted to pay the $7 to ship. It's in Monument. That's why I didn't know if you wanted to pay the $7 or not.
It's in Monument?
Yeah, the compound pharmacy is for Dima. So
how long would it take to ship?
They'd ship it tomorrow, but
that's up to you. I mean, I don't care if we pick it up. We go up to Monument.
Yeah, I just okay. Well, yeah, I know. I just didn't know if you wanted to pay the $7. Honestly, I know how you are about those things.
Yeah. Go ahead, say it. I'm cheap.
Frugal.
So you're going to spend $10 in gas to save $7 on a delivery charge.
I drive electric and I pay nothing for charging.
Nothing. It's included. So it's really is Mark's time
included. When you buy a Tesla, they include the charging.
Only the really expensive Teslas, and not anymore.
Okay. Wow,
yeah, it's
that's
free
awesome.
Supercharging.
That's amazing.
For life.
On both of our cars.
And there's a little supercharger in Monument.
Yep. They just opened a good one in the tech center. They opened one in Castle Rock, which rock and rolls because they didn't have one. Tap yes on your device. You're recovering.
Okay. Oh, these lights. How are you feeling about all this?
What? Boy, I'll tell you, Bob, do you think we're going to actually ever have hot or cold weather again?
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. There was one point it was cooler in Florida, I think, than you guys were last week. We did see we saw a gator behind my parents' house.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty say that?
Yeah, it's a good 3 or 4 footer. Wasn't huge.
I'm not running in their neighborhood ever again.
Well, they don't mess with you. It was floating in the water.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, we were fishing that little pond.
It started chasing me, though. Guess what? I'm pretty sure the gator would win, and I'd be dead.
Oh, I doubt it. Vetted VAs? Did you create a vetted VA?
No.
Okay. Did he go through those outbounds, babe? I assume so.
I will make sure of it.
Were you here Friday?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm really shocked on how Tom handled the disparagement clause.
That came in Thursday.
Oh, were you here Thursday?
He was not.
No.
Okay. You don't have a disparagement clause in any of your agreements, do you?
Probably.
You can't post anything online. You can't leave a negative review.
From our clients?
Yeah, like...
No.
Yeah, okay.
No, is that even legal? Can you even do that?
It's not even legal, but this company has it, and it drives me absolutely insane.
Yeah,
it drives me insane.
I was going to say, you can't keep people from voicing their opinion.
No, especially after it was 2016, Congress passed the is it called? The Consumer Review
I'm
Fairness
messing around
Act.
with the lighting, guys. Sorry.
Oh, whatever you need.
No, well, this was so bright on my screen, I could barely see my screen. So I'm trying to work it where Mark looks pretty.
Oh,
It might take a while.
Good luck.
I wouldn't count on finishing that project.
Can you make me look smarter, too? Let's just go for it. We had no problem at the airport. So DIA, I got TSA and clear and all that stuff. Mine was, I got through in 2 minutes. My son got through in 8. And then coming back, Orlando was nothing.
That's a miracle.
I got stopped. You'll never guess why I got searched. You could never guess why.
Oh, gosh.
A dog reacted?
So remember, I got clear TSA. I don't
this
have to
is
take
so
shoes
funny.
off. I'm like, not only do I have TSA pre-check, but I've got, they call it like paperless or walkthrough. I don't have to do it. I just walk through. They basically, this camera takes a picture of me. I don't have to show boarding pass, nothing. I walk through. Okay. I had to bring a loaf of bread to my mother from Suzanne.
Mom, I make sourdough now. Do you like sourdough?
Yum.
I'll
They
put you
searched
on
my entire
list.
suitcase
I love
because of
sourdough.
the loaf of bread. And there's no problem having it, but the guy told me they'll always search it if there's a loaf of bread in there. Doesn't matter.
Why? How did they know
It
there's
must
a loaf
be,
of bread?
well, from the x-ray.
Oh, they saw it on the x-ray. And
Yeah.
They opened up your suitcase.
And they opened it up, and sure enough, it was a
Did
loaf
he
of bread.
explain why a loaf of bread?
Because on
triggers?
the x-ray or whatever it's called now, it could be different things. It could be clay.
Oh, I
it could
got
be
you.
whatever.
C4.
C4.
Suze, what are you putting in that bread?
C4. That's some crazy bread. We've never seen bread with a fuse
I
hanging out
started
of it,
making
Mr.
sourdough
Manager.
in January, Bob. It's been a process.
It's an art.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common
Is Shannon there? I don't see
This
her running.
is the Troubleshooter Show. And now, Tom Martino.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions. We're here to take complaints. We're here to make your life a little bit better, to educate you, and to help you out. If you've been ripped off, this is a show for you. And I've got Deputy D right here. We got other deputies, my beautiful wife, Suzanne, and I'll talk about our guest in a minute. But if you need help, now's the perfect time to call 303-MARTINO, 303-713-8255. I'll always let you know when a line's open. We do have lines open right now. 303-MARTINO. Bottom line, you got a bad contractor, a bad roofer, which we're going to talk about in a second, or a bad doctor, dentist, attorney, you name it. If someone is taking advantage of you, I'll tell you a big one lately, landlords. A lot of rules changed in Colorado, and some of the landlords have not gotten on the right wagon. They don't quite understand what the new rules are. Whether I agree with them or not means nothing. But the fact is, there's a lot of landlords out there doing things they shouldn't do. 303-MARTINO, over $300 million in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, services, directly due to this show. If you need help, you pick up the phone, 303-MARTINO, 303-713-8255. Now, I was out all last week. Suzanne told me about a certain call, and it started driving me crazy. I'm going to tell you what it was. It was a roofer. In fact, this roofer at one point was on our referral list years ago. And they have a clause in their contract, a disparagement clause. And it basically says you cannot go on and publicly say anything about us. You can't do it. And this poor woman called up, and she never mentioned the name whatsoever. I am here to tell you something. A clause like that cannot exist anymore. And if it does, it's basically thrown out of the contract. It was saying that if you disparage us, $10,000 fine if it's not handled. Say it was a review online within 24 hours. I have news for this company. The Consumer Review Fairness Act of 2016, specifically 15 U.S.C. 45B-1, invalidity Invalidity of contracts that impede consumer reviews. You can't do it. You can still have a voice, whether it's on the radio or wherever it is. So I am very upset with this roofer. And basically, as the story goes, she didn't want to say the name of the roofer, so I respect that. I think she's been a long-time listener, so if you're listening, you know I'm talking about you. You called in. Here's the bottom line. That company cannot hold you to that. You can make a review. You can do anything you want. You can't lie. You can't disparage them with untruths. You can't say stuff like, oh, I think they're child molesters, or I think they're murderers, or whatever it happens to be. You can't do that. But if you can say, I think they charged me way too much. In fact, I got other estimates that were half the price. There's no problem saying that if it's the truth. That's what I love about this country. You can actually talk the truth. And a lot of this Consumer Review Fairness Act, a lot of companies, I really truly think they know it exists, but they put that in there. This poor woman signed a contract from a door knocker, a roofer. Yeah, they twisted her arm. She's pretty old. How old was she, Suzanne?
Oh, Mark, I want to say she was in her 60s, I think.
Yeah, she was old. I believe she lived alone.
Yes. She's a widow, I believe.
And whatever, the whole picture being built.
And they were door knockers, Mark, which I'm just a little surprised at.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, too. It used to be a decent company. I don't know what happened to them. They haven't been on our referral list for a while. But it absolutely drove me crazy hearing that. Suzanne played it for me. And Bob Logan, Plumline Services. You guys have been in business how long?
28 years.
28 years. Anything in your contracts, if I'm getting a sewer line replaced, you guys do a ton of sewer lines. You have your own excavation company, your own crews, everything. If you are doing a big job like that, I imagine some of those could be anywhere from 10 to 40,000, depending on how far away you are from the city tap or whatever you're going into. So do you have any kind of things in your contracts, whether they're getting a furnace or an electrical panel or a sewer line, that says, we don't want you writing a negative review?
We do not. In fact, now, obviously, if we make a mistake or we do something that the customer doesn't like, we would hope that they'd call us so we can make it right. But sometimes they're not comfortable with that. They do go online, post a review. But that gives us an opportunity to reach back out to the customer and try to make it right.
Yeah, and that's the way everybody should do it. This particular roofer, and I'm hoping Deputy Bo's on the case. I'm hoping, I don't need. Here's the other thing about disparagement. It says she can't. She acknowledged it. Do you know where I'm going, Dimitri, with this?
I know exactly where you're going with this, because just a couple of weeks ago, we worked a very similar case with Urban Talent Agency that had 3 or 4 anti-disparagement fine provisions.
Yeah.
If you complain to a government agency, it's this much. If you post a review, it's that much.
All bogus.
All bogus. However,
they'd all be tossed out.
However, we can't lose sight of the fact that the consumer would still have to spend time and money defending themselves. Even with a good defense like that, it would still cost them.
Well, they would have to come out. In this case, I believe the consumer would have to have already paid them. I didn't listen to the whole call. If she already paid the roofer, but I don't think any work was done, the roofer would have to come after her for posting a review.
Yeah, this is where I'm going. So the contract that I worked a couple of weeks ago actually specifies that they can take you to a court in Utah and sue you under Utah law. So the consumer and I decided, she decided that it's probably not worth taking that risk, even though she will ultimately prevail. In my opinion, it will cost her God knows how much to go defend herself in Utah.
See, and first of all, what we've been talking about is a federal law. So I really don't care where it is, but you're absolutely right. If they have an attorney working for them and just wants to, try to sue everybody that writes a review or whatever, fine. But it's always going to be tossed out. And I bet you could even get attorney's fees sometimes.
Yeah, I didn't look into it that far enough, but what I do, the takeaway was people like you and I who have experienced self-representing ourselves in court. I would be comfortable defending myself without an attorney, but almost nobody does because it's not their hobby.
Yeah, I just can't imagine in a world where you can't actually leave a review about people. Just like Bob said, the bottom line is if it is a bad review, it gives you an opportunity to get in there. Bob, sometimes the best customers I ever had back in the day when I owned retail stores, automotive. So, it's there's a lot of things that go into fixing cars. You upsell, and upselling's not bad. If I have a lost leader like an oil change and they have bald tires, there's nothing wrong with me trying to sell tires. It's just the nature of the business. And, a lot of times, some of the customers that maybe we screwed up on, maybe we forgot to put the oil cap back on and some oil got up in the hood and I had to pay for their car to get washed. Some of things like that, those turned out to be some of my best long-term customers because they knew if anything did happen, I'm going to step up and take care of it. Do you find that same thing?
I agree wholeheartedly. I think that's when you see the character of a company is when they make a mistake, how are they going to respond to it? Are they going to wash their hands of it? Are they going to ignore you? Or are they going to step up and make it right? And if you do, chances are you're going to win that client for life for the same exact reasons you said. And reviews are so hard. We do, 300 or 400 jobs a day.
That's incredible.
A day. So, if we're
How many people leave reviews? Good, bad, indifferent? How many?
Probably half of them.
That many?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But the thing is, if we're 99% perfect, then that means there's 3 or 4 people that we're dropping the ball on every single day.
Yeah.
And I always tell all of our technicians or our customer service reps that we have to be 99.9999% perfect. We almost have to be, perfect, because. But again, we're human beings. We're going to make mistakes, but I can guarantee you Plumline's going to step up and make it right.
All right. Listen, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to try to stay on perfect schedule today. 303 Martino, get those calls in. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. You want to chime in on anything. Maybe, I guess some people would say this. We did a perfect job. I'm pretending to be this roofer, okay? We did a perfect job. And actually, it doesn't really have anything to do with this case because they didn't even start the work. She wanted out of the contract because she found out the price was extremely high. So, but let's say someone did a perfect job, whatever. And at the very end, something went wrong. Like, they were pulling out of the driveway and I don't know, something happened. They got cut off later on in the day on the highway by someone in the same van or something. And all of a sudden they hate the job and they write a review that really has nothing to do with the review. I still think they have no problem doing that. It is what it is. It might not be a valid review, but that's how they're feeling that second. Do you ever deal with invalid reviews? Meaning I don't know, I can't even come up with an example. Like maybe your competition writes something and they never even had the work done.
Yeah, we do, and we try to deal with them accordingly, but I think most consumers are aware of that. When you go online, you look at somebody's reviews, whether it's on Google or any place else, they're going to see the reviews and see all the good, the ones that are not so good, and say, you know what?
People can read through the BS.
Yeah, it's like this is a disgruntled customer, but it's they don't really have a valid reason for being disgruntled.
All right, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. I'm going to bring something up after the break, too, and I need people's opinions on it. If there was I'll give you an example. If there was a restaurant selling, let's say, a 1 pound steak. Ooh. Now, I know people are going to say pre-cooked or whatever. Oh, let's say it even better. Let's say you go to a butcher and you buy a 1 pound steak. Pre-cooked. And you find out their scale's off. And they've been doing it for a while. You find out that their 16-ounce cut is only 14 ounces every single time because the scale's not calibrated. It's along those lines. Hold on.
Mark, I think you're going to want to
Phil.
on the spot.
Oh, what do we have? Is it Fix It or what is it? Yeah, hold on, man. No, I'm not. Who do I have? I got it. I got it. You're good, Shannon. Go. Vesta Turnkey. I want to tell you about Barry Miller. If you are looking to hop into the property business and want to actually build your portfolio for retirement or just make a profit, this guy can help you in every way. He finds the right property to buy the right home in the right place. That's probably the most important part. Then he finds a great management team, so you don't really have to do anything. They collect the rent while the property appreciates. That's the name of the game. A couple years down the road, guess what? That house is up 15, 20%. We have people that make 40 to 50% annual returns with Vesta Turnkey. Check them out, VestaTurnkey.com. I didn't know who to fill with it. It was too quick. So Vesta, I do not have
Mark,
to do at 10:30.
Become the Banker doesn't have any events this month, correct?
No.
Okay.
Doesn't he have one today, or did I move him to?
You
it's
moved
probably
him
12:15.
Tuesday, Thursday.
Got it.
So no lives, no 120s today. Tuesday, Thursday, Become the Banker. Wednesday, Genesis. I just looked it all up for Acts.
You think we're going to be bombing infrastructure tomorrow? You think we're hitting power plants and bridges?
Sounds like it might happen.
Trump says Iran made significant proposal after ultimatum, but not good enough. Oh.
Not to be from raising from some. Chop. That would be Cracker Jack. Cracker Jack mud jacking.
Oh, they're good guys.
Isn't that cement raising? Isn't that what they do?
Yeah. They do a mud jacking. I think, phones are completely dead.
Uh-oh.
Like out of order?
Oh, that's why he kept picking up and hanging up. Shannon probably ran downstairs to reboot the phones.
Yeah. Phones are an issue? Yep.
Yeah. I love when talk show stations don't have phones.
It happens.
It happens.
Like
well, it happens on Monday.
Hamburgers.
We're going to do an undercover sting on this place I'm talking about,
Oh,
Suzanne
God.
and I.
Here we go.
Oh,
my life is going to be ruined. I already knew you would, and I didn't tell Mark that, but I was like, D will be in on this.
Yeah.
But it entails you ordering something that you generally don't drink.
Drink?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Keep it at that.
Okay. Can I dress like a pimp for the video?
They low porn your
Only
whiskey.
if you take your town car.
You
have to.
Yeah, I want to show up in the town car dressed like a pimp.
And it happens to be.
Can I pick out the hat?
It happens to be where we see that. Was it a V8 or a V12 Toyota?
Oh, you mean the Toyota Century?
Was it a 10?
V12.
It's a V12.
Toyota's
yeah,
V12.
mini cylinders, but yeah.
Yeah, but boy, is it smooth.
It's wild looking. You ever knew Toyota made a V12?
I did not.
It is the craziest thing you ever seen. Stock. It's like a town car-ish. So remember, they only make it in Japan. So it's right side steering.
Okay.
So on the left side, behind, if you're sitting in the back, it actually folds down in the middle of the seat so you can put your feet into the front seat, and that's stock, to stretch your legs out. And I've never seen anything like that in my life. And he's got the original curtains.
Yeah, it's got lace curtains like doilies.
Okay.
And the entire interior is made of wool.
Wow.
The entire interior is made of wool. And it's only, so Toyota doesn't actually build it. They ship the powertrain and other components to a special coach builder in Japan.
Almost like an RV kind of thing.
Yeah, and then the coach builder, just like with AMG, like what is that Mercedes?
The AMG
G-Wagon or something?
Yeah, the AMG.
Yeah, it's not built by Mercedes.
Yeah, the chassis I think is, but maybe not actually.
Sherry, that's exactly what I'm ordering. A pimp hat with a purple feather. It's a purple pimp hat.
And a cape and a cane.
Not gold chain? Like a big...
She's going to start pimping me out.
Chain would be good too. Real gold chain, because fake gold.
Oh, Mark, he needs a real gold chain, just so you know.
Well, because it's so easy to tell a fake gold chain.
All right, 303-713-8255. First of all, we just found out we had some phone issues going on. And are they handled you to the best of your knowledge, Shannon? You think they're good? I saw the phones going blinkety blank blank. You unplugged it, now it's back up. 303-713-8255. I promise you can get through now. 303 Martino. If you called, heard nothing, or couldn't get through, 303-713-8255. Now, I want an honest opinion here, guys. So, Susanna and I like visiting breweries. If we're out of town, we generally find a local brewery. We got a list all over the country. I don't care if it's Hawaii or New England or wherever we've been. We frequent breweries.
Yes.
We kind of do it. We'll get a picture there. We were there.
We know the breweries. We know the system. We know the scene.
Yeah, we've never been bar people. Bar people are different than brewery people. Breweries usually have, kids running around. It's just a whole different thing.
It's a family-friendly kind of an environment.
People aren't drunk off their ass by it. It's not like a bar. I don't know how to explain it. If you've never been to a brewery, it's a lot different. So we enjoy that. We're at a brewery that we like. A lot.
We go there a lot.
They have new glasses.
Ooh.
And I looked at them and I'm like, are these still 16 ounces? Are these still a pint? I look up on the board and the pricing says you can either get 10 ounces or a 16-ounce pint, of course. And they said, yeah. And I'm thinking, okay, I mean, I've seen a lot of beer glasses, unfortunately, in my life. And I honestly do not think these are 16 ounce. I don't. And then probably a week later, we go back in there.
Yep.
And it was still bothering me. I'm looking at it and I drink it. And I'm like, that's not 16 ounces. There is no way.
It takes way longer to drink 16 ounces than what we were drinking.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you if they're 12 or 14. Now, I started thinking, I'm not going to steal a glass of theirs and go measure it. But I am going to do an undercover sting and figure out what they got going on down there.
I'm in. Let's film it for YouTube, too.
We should film it.
Yeah.
Now, there's a few things that aren't good about the situation.
Yeah, there's a few.
You won't be able to go back.
Like, that would be your last visit to this brewery.
That will be our last visit. And there happens to be a Tesla supercharger next to it. So it's a very convenient place to charge.
What a dilemma.
And we happen to know someone there, not know them, but they're getting married to someone we know. So that makes it even more complicated.
They're best friends with the brother of our best friend.
Yeah.
Tell them to bring their own glasses for
have
the
you
wedding.
verified this, or are you just making an assumption at
I'm
this
making
point?
an assumption, but we're going to do an undercover sting.
Bob, we really hope we're wrong.
But Bob, let me tell you. Yesterday we went to see, what was the movie?
Oh, we saw the Hail Mary Project.
Decent movie, but my God, is it long. It is like 8 hours. It is the longest movie I have seen since probably Schindler's List. I mean, they should have had an intermission. So, anyhow, I digress. Right before we saw it over at Southlands, there's a brewery over there. So we stop in, we're going to have a beer before the movie. And we're talking about that to the bartender. Once again, I'm not saying, or the brew tender. Once again, I'm not saying the name of it because breweries are a very small community. But the guy, 3 seats down.
Yes, he asked us.
He goes, is it? Bam.
Oh.
And said it.
Oh.
And it's not like they're even around there.
Oh.
And he's like, I thought the same thing. And he looks to the guy next to him who's shaking his head.
Nodding his head.
So I'm sitting there going, this is really crazy. So we're going to go into there. What's the best way to do it? If you wanted to prove That's not a 16-ounce glass. Bob Logan, what would you do? I'm not going to steal their glass.
No, I'd simply bring in a 16-ounce glass of water.
Yeah.
Drink the beer, and then pour the water in there and see if it overflows.
We can even just bring a water bottle, a 16-ounce water bottle.
Yes.
God, I was thinking way too elaborate.
We would need.
I was like,
You were in the bathroom.
I was on Amazon looking for foldable.
What?
I was yesterday.
A scale.
I was like, I was going to sneak in the bathroom.
This is 16.9, so it could fool you. So be careful. You got to get a 16-ounce.
Okay, I was thinking the coffee cups we have they say 16 ounce, but I've never measured them.
We should test that out. But really, you just got to sneak that beer glass once it's empty into the bathroom, or we go sit out on the patio in the sun where they're not watching.
Oh, that's true.
Drink the beer, Mark, and then have 16 ounces of water. Pour that into the glass.
That was too easy. I thought this was going to be head scratching. I'm like, how do we do this and not get caught? That's easy. Okay, now let's say my gut and the other people's guts, and we prove that, let's just say it's 15 ounces or 14 ounces. What do you do?
Yeah, then are we going to call them out?
Yeah, do we do it right there?
Because we really like
Do I announce to the entire brewery? You
can simply say, look, this is not a complete 16-ounce. I'm not going to call you out, but I do want free beer for life. Yes. And for my friends.
We need to bring Bob Logan to this test because he's pretty good at negotiating these deals, as I can see already.
What would you do if you found out? And now think about this, Bob. I want to go back in time now. And I want everybody to remember, on their menu board, as of right now, it either says a pint or 16 ounces, one of the two. That's what it says. It doesn't say anything else. There's other places it'll have small and large. That means nothing. That could be 14 ounces all day long, or 8 ounces. It could be whatever you want to call it. But what do you do of all the beers, and personally probably there over, let's say, 6 months since the glass has changed, I've probably maybe only had 5 or 6, but Suzanne's probably had 70.
Oh my goodness, Mark.
So what do? Do you go back and back bill? And then if you do back bill, is it per ounce? What do you do? Axeman, you're not old enough to drink. What would you do? I don't know what you do. What is your, how about if you were getting Mountain Dew and you were paying for a 12-ounce can and you found out there was only 10 ounces in there? Would you go back and sue for the missing ounces? Taco Bell. I just don't know. I'm not sure what to do on that. I'm not sure.
Well, I think it's pretty clear. And I had exactly the same experience back when McCormick operated a restaurant downtown.
What happened?
And I lived just a block or two away. My friends and I have been going there for many, many years, like 15 years that we've all lived
McCormick's.
there. Yeah, remember McCormick's?
I don't.
It was a fish restaurant. It's called McCormick's.
That's why I don't remember it. I don't eat fish.
Yeah, but they had $5 hamburgers. They had steaks.
Okay,
but their specialty was, and their food was wonderful. They're out of business now.
Oh, Mark, McCormick's is where Tommy used to live.
There used to be one at Pantera Plaza at the Tech Center too.
Tom used to live there.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
So anyway, one night we end up there after going out for their $5 10 o'clock hamburger special.
Sure.
And I ordered my usual pint of Guinness. Because it's got kind of like their bar had kind of an Irish theme to it, you know.
McCormick's.
So they bring me a glass of Guinness, and I guarantee you it is not a pint of Guinness. It came in a new glass, which is kind of tall and skinny. And we just
knew it wasn't.
We just knew, and we all at the table agreed there's no way that's an entire pint. And I brought it up to the waiter, and the waiter says, "Oh no, that's 16 ounces. That's a pint." And
he dug in.
He dug in his heels, and then the manager comes over. And by the way,
did you ask for the manager, or the manager happened?
I asked for a manager.
All right, hold on. Let's take this break, and then we'll hear the rest. 303-713-8255. Don't say it.
I won't.
This is Tommy's. I knew when it said brave women, that's a Steffi thing. So I got to go put that in there. I texted him.
Of course he would leave it there. Frank Duran, the real estate man. Oh, how I love thee. You realize he got us more for our house in Castle Rock than that same model was selling for anywhere else at the same time in the same neighborhood. It was remarkable. We had over 90,000 people virtually walk through our house the first weekend. We had 10 offers to choose from, including some no contingency offers that Monday. If you want the best, forget about the rest. Simple as that. FrankDuranHomes.com. In fact, Frank sells more homes in 1 month than most realtors sell in an entire year. FrankDuranHomes.com.
Tommy's getting ready to go in.
She freaked out?
I don't think so. He says,
They gotta
I'm
knock
waiting. We'll go in and under in a few minutes.
He'll be under quick. He's going to be loopy doopy.
I guess that jar of coins is $20.
What's it for?
Tim says, did Bo pay Mark? And I'm like, well, I'm assuming that's what that jar is.
So,
something about the monkeys.
Yeah. Yeah, McCormick's. I remember going over to Tommy's and we'd go down to McCormick's.
You and I went there a few times for
$5 hamburger.
Yeah, we went there for Restaurant Week or something years ago. I forget.
Wait a minute.
I want to say we went.
It was at Pantera Plaza. It wasn't at the building. Didn't he live next to, in that big fancy building next to Comedy Works? Oh, he did. Okay, so if he lived at Pantera.
When him and Holly first split, he was in Pantera.
Oh, okay.
He just had a regular, it was very small. It's like a 1-bedroom. I was, knowing Tom so long, I was amazed how small it was. Wow. It was a single 1-bedroom, middle floor, just normal. Mm-hmm. And then he ended up buying the one over there.
The big fancy penthouse.
The penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was shocked, actually. I couldn't believe how small it was.
Well, he needed to reset.
Yeah, he reset.
He needed to reset and figure out where he wants to go after that.
Boy, I can't wait to hear about this rescue when it's all said and done. They got to be careful in case it happens again. They were talking about how the CIA was doing a misinformation and making them think some ship was coming to get them and all this shit.
There's going to be probably 3 movies about it.
There should be. That's an incredible thing. And they would have.
In those movies,
that would have been a bargaining chip we didn't want to go down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys still, Bob, go to, it wasn't Ethiopia. Where'd you guys go usually each year?
Zimbabwe. Jackie goes there almost every year.
Does she still?
Yeah.
Excellent. How's it coming there?
I've only been once.
Can you see like the village and the schools getting bigger, spreading the word? Or, is there noticeable differences each year?
There are in some aspects. Like they opened a clinic that serves all the villages in that area. They're seeing some improvement in the schools around there.
Nice.
They get sponsors because it's not a brick and mortar. It's in these 21 different villages. So they establish caretakers in the villages to watch over these orphans or kids that are at risk, child head of household. So in Zimbabwe, if, let's say you're 12 years old and you got 3 younger siblings and your parents die or leave, their culture is you're in charge of your kids.
Wow.
And so they gather around them, build them a safe hut where the doors actually lock and just try to help out. None of these villages have heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical.
Plumline's not doing any work there.
None of them. They're lucky to have what's called a Blair toilet, which is basically an outhouse.
For the village. Or each place has one.
Some of the more affluent people have them.
I use. I'm trying to think. Last time I used an outhouse, I think. Remember Jim and Julia? We went up somewhere around Cripple Creek area, not by the casinos, but up in that area. And the house had no electricity or plumbing. It's like a cabin, but it was really nice. But they had old school outhouse.
Yeah, they sponsor kids to go to school because they got to pay to go to school there, and if you don't pay, you don't go.
Wow.
Was that a dangerous place? They have like warlords and stuff that will come and kill you.
All right, 303-713-8255. Robert, I promise I'll get to you, but I got to hear just real quick the rest of the McCormick's. So they poured you a 16-ounce beer.
No, they sold it to me as a pint.
A Guinness.
A Guinness.
And
it was
McCormick's.
significantly less. So the manager says, no. It's a different shaped glass. When you got new glasses, they're just tall and skinny. It looks like it's less. So I said, fine. I bought a bottle of beer.
Turn your mic on.
He says, no, it's a new skinny glass. It just looks like it's less than a pint, but I guarantee you there's a pint. So I bought a bottle of beer from the bar, and I poured it into my now empty pint that previously held.
So the 12 ounces?
Filled it up. And the guy turned white, and he says, he still wouldn't let go. He says, well, it's just called a pint because colloquially you order a pint of beer, but that's not, you can't guarantee that there's going to be 16 ounces in it.
No, and that's BS. Then it's not a pint.
About it.
16 ounces is 16 ounces is 16 ounces. Yeah. Math doesn't lie.
Why don't they call it all you can drink beer for $8? And you just get one glass.
I'm going to tell you what Applebee's tried to pull over on me one time. But Robert, what's going on with this contractor?
So I hired this contractor to build this pole barn for me. We sold our last house, and we're using the profits from it to build the pole barn on the new property we bought.
How much was the barn?
It was over $100,000.
Nice. Okay.
It's a 44 by 64, and so we contracted with them. Anyway, long story short, they ended up doing all kinds of shady things with the building, but I don't know how in detail you want me to go.
Well, I want to know a couple things. Was it sitting on a foundation or a slab, or how did they do the foundation?
So they did the foundation 4-foot deep holes, and just did the footers and everything.
Got it. What was the
beams out of the incorrect material?
Well, how does that work? What do you mean out of the incorrect material?
Well, the contract showed engineered in Duralam posts.
Yeah.
And they just built them out of 2x6s and stacked them and nailed them together on site.
But the contract did not say that. So what did they say when you brought that up to them, Robert? Or did you find out way after the fact?
I found out way after the fact on that, but what I found out was during the process, they were getting ready to put up started putting up the trusses, and we noticed that they were not the correct truss design. So we started pushing, and we tried.
What did they say about that?
Well, they went ahead and finished installing them and tried saying that the county wouldn't let them install the trusses that we wanted.
What do you think the difference in cost of the materials, not the overall building? I assume the overall building we'll get to as well, but so far on the trusses and basically the poles, what do you think the difference in cost on the material were?
Material, was probably pretty significant off of that. I'd say probably between $5,000 to $10,000 or so, at least.
And then they lied to you, saying the county wouldn't allow what the contract actually called for, which is bizarre. So when you said, well, that's simply not true. And Robert, did you actually check with the county to make sure that wasn't true?
Well, we did. And then come to find out from the county, which is, where it gets even more sticky, is they forged my signature with the county.
They were saying basically you were pulling your own permit. Is that why?
Well, so they went in and pulled it, but they forged my signature on the application, and I never got to see the original drawings that they sent in, which was flat truss designs, even though that's not what we had paid for.
But the contract, once again, didn't state that.
Correct.
Okay, then keep going. So it gets built and completed. Is that correct?
It's almost completed. They told us that they were wrapping up, and that's when we messaged them. We're like, well, if you're wrapping up, we have a lot of concerns. And I tried listing concerns, and then they called us screaming, yelling, hollering, basically, up and down one side. And
how much have you paid so far? Let's round it to 100. How much have you paid them?
Just over 100.
Oh, so you've paid for everything so far?
I've paid for 90% of it.
Okay, and what is the last chunk? What's that last 10% represent when they finish?
Another like 14,000.
Now, would you walk
like 27?
Would you walk away right now for that 14?
Well, that's part of my problem is I don't even know where I can get this building done. I've been trying to get contractors out and help me, and nobody's so far helped me.
What needs to be done? Robert, you confused me a little bit. I thought it was almost done. What needs to be done on the building? Is it just finishing on the inside, or what?
The engineered drawings are all completely incorrect because we made them put vaulted trusses in, which they changed after the fact, and then there's a lot of cross bracing not there. There's the drawings don't match the building that they put together. The windows they installed are broken.
What does the inspector say?
Was wrong.
What's the county saying at this point?
Well, they're just he's trying to work with me and being nice, and just basically got to get fixes with an engineer and stuff. But I've even tried filing a police report for the fact that they forged my signature, and then now they've taken off on me. They're in another state, opened up another company, and saying they're working in.
What's the name of this
Wyoming,
company?
Colorado.
What's the name of it?
Well, it was Valhalla Post Frame.
And what is it now? Is it the same owners?
It is. She's trying to open up in South Dakota, Wind River Construction.
Wind River. Why does that sound familiar to me?
I think because of our hot tub.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hold on, Robert. Let me do this real quick. I want to take this break. Hey, Axeman, get me the contact information, the owner's name, the old company put up on the board, and then what he thinks the new company is. And I'd like to know, is the guy still in Colorado? So hold tight, Robert. We're going to try to help you out. He's in a precarious situation. It sounds like the county's going to make him possibly redo some of the structural so it matches something.
Yeah, that sounds like a financial disaster. I can tell you, just looking at Valhalla Post Frame Construction website, they say that they operate in Colorado, Wyoming, and South Dakota. There's a phone number. There is nothing about their website that might indicate that they've gone out of business.
All right, everybody hold tight. We're going to find out. In fact, we'll make a call over there. Hold on. That is a pint. Does Smith do, in the Springs, do they do vent cleaning, do you know? You guys don't do vent cleaning either, do you? I don't think they do. Does a vent cleaning company we have, Duck Pro or whatever, do them down there? I got someone asking.
I'm looking. Yes, Smith does duct cleaning.
Oh, good. Hold on. All right, let me tell you something. Become the banker. The guys at mymoneymyway.com, they can help you with your retirement. If you haven't diversified into a good annuity product, you got to start thinking about it. Think about this. The Dow was over 50,000 points about a month ago. Now it sits at 46.6. When you get the right annuity product, not only do you have guaranteed money every single month until the day you die, you also get access to long-term care benefits. You need to make the call. You need to talk about it. You're going to love their products. Go to mymoneymyway.com. That's mymoneymyway.com. Rhino Shield.
Oh, Bob, I have to show you because I'm pretty sure you've been through this. Our daughter, she got engaged.
Oh, fantastic.
Have you done this whole thing with the weddings? Has your kids got married yet?
Oh, yeah. I got 7 grandkids.
Oh, God. Yes, you've done this.
Yes. It's amazing. That's awesome. Congratulations.
We're excited.
Is he a good dude?
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Good.
They're a power couple. They're both attorneys.
He represents.
So I'll only go to jail for a little bit.
He represents the insured. She represents the plaintiff. So that's so funny.
Interesting.
It is. Yeah.
Insurance companies hire him.
He's a really good guy.
And she works for Kaplis.
Who, Dan Kaplis?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Years. Even before she got her law degree, she worked for him.
I did not know that.
She call screened for him on his show when she was in high school and got to know him through that outlet. And then he used her for interning in the summer through her bachelor's and through through law school.
She was on the jury for the stem cell shooting when she was 18, stem school shooting. Wow. And not the criminal aspect of it, but then the parents sued the state or the school district, and that was Kaplis. And because she was on the jury, that worked out perfectly.
Wow. Because
she worked for him at the time. I never thought they would have picked her. I was like, they're not going to pick an 18-year-old kid for that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bam, bam.
Yeah, I'm not ready to be a grandparent yet. Like, I'm not even like excited about that yet. Like, oh, I want to, but maybe in a few years I'll start getting excited about.
I'll tell you what, there's nothing like it. It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. We just had our 7th one 4 weeks ago.
Oh.
Does it bring you back to like when your kids were little, when you first started getting them?
I mean, it's just, amazing that you can look into a child's eyes for the first time and feel that love and connection right away. And
because they're yours.
Yeah, but you don't have to keep them. Like, my pastor always says, "Don't kill your kids because better ones are coming." And I adore my kids, but he's right.
Hey, Mark, did you want those numbers on the notes for the companies?
Yes, put them under notes. Okay. Yep.
Also, the Valhalla company opened another one under a different name, but he also spent time in prison in 2018 for fraud.
Okay.
I'll put that in there too.
Okay.
I'm here now. How about I don't leave? Yeah. No, so I'll be here and I'll have plenty of the room ready, and you're just going to plant in there and then bring in some docs, right? Oh, you rock. All right.
Did he put all that info?
He's working on it right now. He's putting it under notes. That's what he was asking where you wanted it. That's what I was talking to him about. He said the owner spent time in prison for fraud or something.
Who said that?
Axe said. Is that what you said?
Yeah, Robert said in 2018 that guy spent time in jail for fraud on the IRS.
Oh.
I'll ask him on air.
I was eating marinated artichoke hearts in here. I'm getting oil all over the place. So
what?
Let's make it snappy so I can go wash my hands. Here we go.
Valhalla. All right, 303. All right, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. By the way, Frank Duran, the real estate man, this hour is brought to you by Frank and the great work he does. I did a spot for him in a couple breaks back, and I said, Frank sells more homes in 1 month than most realtors sell in a year. I got to change that. I said something inaccurately. I did, and I learned this last week when Frank was in, or the week before. You know what was inaccurate about that, Bob Logan?
I bet he sells more in a week.
1 week. He actually closed, it was about 3 weeks ago, he closed 14 homes in a week, and most realtors do 10 or 11 in an entire year. That's how good this guy is.
That's incredible.
It's absolutely incredible. I felt the same way when you told me you guys do 300-400 jobs a day in Colorado. That's insane. I mean, I realize you do, HVAC and electric and plumbing and drain cleaning. I get the whole picture, but that is a lot of work you guys do every day at Plumline Services. But let me jump back into this. So this poor guy, Robert, spends over $100,000 with Valhalla post frame. How would you pronounce that? Valhalla.
I believe that's the Viking version of heaven for Viking warriors.
Very good, Dimitri.
Thank you, Mark.
I remember why you're here. Valhalla. Now, here's the deal, though. Think about that. Over $100,000, and they switched stuff up. They didn't use the right poles, and there's all kinds of problems. So let me just jump right back into this. Robert, where it stands right now, you need someone to finish the job. You only have $14,000. You've already paid for 90% of this. Have you gotten any bids on how much it's going to cost to finish it? And is the county ultimately going to sign off on it, or do you have to go back and actually redo any engineering? Where do you stand right now?
Well, I have to get re-engineering done, for sure.
Just structural.
So I need that all done so they can even do the proper inspection, because
nothing matches
multiple times for they don't even have any proper drawings on site, basically.
So they used the wrong truss, but the permit they pull has the ones they intended to use, and you were like, no, we all agreed on this. Then they switched up as one of the reasons. Is that the only reason the engineering doesn't match?
That and the windows. I'm missing 7 windows that were supposed to be installed up on the top.
Why would engineering care about that part? Do they even care about that part?
I don't know if they necessarily do, but the inspector failed it because they were missing.
I got it.
And then there's windows and door placements. We moved a little bit.
So how much do you think the engineering's going to cost?
That I have no idea. And I've been trying to get companies out, and I have people come quote me or tell me they're going to quote me, and then nobody ever follows through.
Well, hold on. Did they come out and look at it, then don't follow through?
Yes.
And how many people have done that?
Come out.
Do they even acknowledge this is a nightmare? We don't want to get involved, or what are they saying?
Well, I even had steel structures out, and because of all of the nightmare, it sounds like they don't want to get involved because of how many issues there are and what's been done. And
where are you located? Where's the project?
Berthoud, Colorado.
Is that up by that's right by Winter Park?
Winter Park, isn't it?
It's at the bottom though of the pass, right? Robert?
No, it's between Longmont and Loveland.
Oh,
of course.
You're thinking Berthoud Pass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Berthoud, Colorado. But the building itself is that's the problem, is so many people don't fully know what everything needs to be done to fix it right. The metal on the building they put on isn't even right per contract.
Yeah.
And
so
I've been trying to get the DA to answer me and tell me what they've done is
they
not. They
probably haven't done anything.
Because the sheriff just didn't.
They're going to tell you it's civil. Let me ask you something. Did this guy, I heard during break that he might have been in prison for fraud or something?
Yes, he's spent 18 months in jail and for fraud. Presented himself going by his middle name.
Do you know what his birth date is? I don't want you to say it right over the air right now, but you know what it is?
I can absolutely get it for you. I have all that information.
Here's what I want. I want to do 2 things. One, I'm going to get someone on early next hour and see if I can't get him out there to at least help you get this thing done. To get it figured out, he's going to know everything that needs to be done. Or, worst scenario, he might say, wow, you're better off starting over. Now, I truly doubt that. I highly doubt that. But he's at least going to be able to give us advice and put eyes on it. So I want to do that, but I also want to go after this other guy. Where did you leave it off with this other guy, and what is his name?
The contractor?
Yeah, what is it?
So it's his name is Adam Michael Hossman, but he presented himself as Michael instead of his first name, and I'm assuming because of the previous fraud charges.
Okay, listen, Suzanne, I want to do this. I want to pull up this guy's criminal record so I can speak over the air 100% factual about this guy. In the meantime, Axe, I want you to try to reach out to this guy during break at whatever different numbers we have, and let's try to get his side of the story. But I don't even know what that would be. I mean, his side of the story is going to be what?
All right, hey Robert, it's Adam again.
Okay.
Real quick, I'm just going to confirm.
Bob, you
have
want
the Valhalla number? I have it. I just want to confirm it's the right one.
You just want me to go back, just creamer and like maybe one sweet and low.
The creamer's like, yeah, you can come back if you want. I don't like the creamer we have right now.
Okay. Oh, goodness.
Got it. Hey, real quick, I'm just gonna. What was his full name again? It was Adam Michael. Hausmen. MAN. All right, I'm just gonna confirm that last name just one more time. It's Hausman, correct? Awesome. And then what's his date of birth?
I said the movie name wrong, D. It's Project Hail Mary, not Hail Mary Project. The movie we saw.
Oh,
I said it wrong on air. I just realized that. I think they get the gist. Oh yeah, I don't know why it does that, Talib.
We just put you on a. Actually, if it's readily available, can I get that number again from him? Mm-hmm.
Harsh. Play stupid games. Yes, ma'am?
Nothing.
So the national park system, Yellowstone and Teton and Mount Hood and Rocky Mountain and Ozark and Shenandoah, all of them are posting the most vile and sexual content imaginable on TikTok and possibly other social media.
Huh?
The worst music, they're saying the worst things.
So somebody's hacked their account?
No, this is all on purpose. Yellowstone apparently started it with something kind of naughty, and I think that Mount Hood came back and hammered them, and then Mount Rainier got involved.
One and two. Well, in this case, it was 1 and 2.
I'm on Yellowstone National Park's Facebook page.
I have no idea how I knew.
So maybe they're not doing
that means
Facebook.
It's actually,
maybe it is just
we have a new code
TikTok.
3, which means both 1 and 2 were.
Means you're wrong twice.
No, that means
wildly.
I was right. You were wrong. That's 3.
Say that on air, Axe.
Okay.
Say that on air.
Are you pulling a report on the guy?
I'm waiting for the info first.
Yeah, and I looked up the civil history of both the company.
TikTok. I mean, I have TikTok.
All kinds of stuff.
Oh, God.
I am on TikTok probably 2 hours a day at
But
least.
yours, you don't show any criminal.
Really?
Oh,
No, I can
it's
only
so
access
sad.
civil.
How do you
But
stop
I know what I'm doing. I want people to know I know what I'm doing.
Yellowstone.
That is tricky. Then he uses his middle name so people, when they Google him, don't find out
That's Yellowstone
what the gig is.
National Park page.
Yep. And on there, they talk about staying wet and how big their trees
Well,
are.
the Dow
and how
was
many
up
beavers eat their wood.
500 a second ago. Literally, I think right before break, it was up 500. Oh, no. Now it's at 66. That is amazing. Literally, like what? 8 minutes, it went from 500 to 66.
What are you talking
What
about?
is?
The Dow.
What about Dow?
Oh,
The Dow went.
Yeah.
It was up 500 plus for the day,
Okay.
8 or 9 minutes ago. Now it's up 66.
Yep, I see.
That's fast as hell.
Hey, Axe, you're going to say that to Mark on the air.
That's ridiculously fast. What did Trump say?
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints. Our goal is to make your life a little bit better. If you've been ripped off, we get directly involved. In fact, we're doing that as we speak right now with Robert, and I'll dive back into that. But 303-713-8255. We do have 3 lines open. 303 Martino. You need any help with a landlord or a contractor, auto repair, new car sales, you name it. We get involved. 303-713-8255. 303 Martino. Bob Logan with Plumline Services joins us in studio. Bob's here quite a bit with us, at least once a month. He brings so much knowledge to the table with HVAC and plumbing and electric. And, you know, really, Bob, I've always admired what Plumline has done over the years, and especially you. You were the GM. Now you're one of the owners. But you brought that company to how many? I don't even know. How do you measure a home service company when it comes to size? Is it by the amount of trucks? I mean, how do you do that? Or is it simply by dollars?
You know, typically trucks equate to dollars, but yeah, you know, we like to look at the number of employees, not just the trucks on the road. And
so when you first started with Plumline, how many trucks, how many employees?
We had a total of about 35 employees, almost 20 trucks on the road.
Okay.
And now we've got 150 trucks.
That's unbelievable.
250 employees.
And what is that secret? What is the secret sauce there, man?
You know, there's a couple of things. Number one, I'm very good at hiring people that are smarter than I am or better than I am in different areas of the business, and then I allow them to do their job, because an owner cannot possibly know everything. And And when you're a smaller company, you got to be hyper focused on processes and systems. But then as you grow, you got to trust that the people you hire are going to follow those processes and systems. But you have to delegate and you have to give up control. You cannot possibly do it on your own.
I think a lot of owners, even going from let's say a single restaurant to owning 2 restaurants, or in my case, owning 1 or 2 auto facilities, starting to grow to 4 or 5. I just was not that good at it. And I think part of it was exactly what you said. I almost felt the need to be hands-on everywhere, which is virtually impossible with 5 different places.
It is impossible. And you want to be there because, again, you take so much pride. Money. You take so much pride in the customer service side of it, the products that you're delivering, everything else. But again, that's why it's so important to hire the right people, train them, we call it training the Plumline way, and then allow them to do their jobs.
All right, let's go. We're going to go back to Robert. Robert, just to recap real quick, this poor guy hired a company, Adam Michael Hausman, and we're running a background check on him. Dimitri has found out all kinds of civil information on him, which we'll dive into. Suzanne's looking at the criminal background, but Robert hires this guy to build a pole barn, and they submit drawings and engineerings to the county, and he's in Loveland. So basically, they start building it based on what they did. The problem is the contract that they entered into with Robert had better materials. In other words, they were promising different trusses. They were promising different poles. They were promising different metal on the outside of the building. And all of a sudden, what they put in with the county was a lot cheaper. So it's problem after problem. Then, at some point, the guy's like, Robert's like, look, you guys said right here, we're going to do this for the roof, and you didn't do it. So we basically made them redo it per contract. That created an issue with engineering. So now whenever they come out to try to look at what's going on and pass this building, they're like, well, no, this doesn't match the plans. So therefore, that's a big issue. He's had a couple different companies out that basically say, forget about it. They come out to give him a bid, and then they never contact him, and you know why. It's a total mess. I mean, there's no doubt. Wouldn't you agree with that, Bob?
Yeah, there's many times a contractor doesn't want to enter into an agreement after another contractor's already messed everything up. Yeah, because once you touch it, you own it.
Yeah, not only that. Yeah, can you imagine? Then they agree to something, they get in there, and they found out something else is entirely wrong that's not visible. And then they own that per their contract.
Right.
So, I mean, a lot of people would never do that. Mechanics are the same way. I mean, if I start rebuilding your engine and I get halfway and walk on the job, I mean, you might as well just start from scratch. I mean, it's kind of crazy like that. Now, Dimitri, well, first of all, he's on the phone. I'm going to ask him. Where is Axeman? I'll let him finish up there. But Axeman,
yeah.
What did we find out? Did you try to reach out to, it's either Wind River or Valhalla, or, God, who is this? Basil Dua? What the hell's that, Dimitri? Basil Dua?
I haven't encountered that, but I can tell you that I looked up the civil litigation history for Adam Hausman, and it made my hair turn white. So
Michael Hausman.
And so he operated not only this Valhalla Post Frame, but there's another company called Wyoming Framers that got sued a bunch of times. And then Valhalla Post Frame it's a Wyoming company, and they just got sued and served a couple of weeks ago. I've skimmed 3 or 4 of these lawsuits, and they all in general, they all allege the same thing that our caller does. Incomplete work, billing for work not done, double billing, that kind of stuff. Now, I saw judgments. However, the one that really caught my eye is a press release from the United States Attorney.
Oh, wow, U.S. Attorney.
Yeah, and this one is dated December of 2019. And Adam M. Hausman, age 45 of Loveland, Colorado, was sentenced in U.S. District Court to 18 months and a year of supervised release.
So he did 18.
Yeah, he did 18 months.
Minus probably 20% if it's federal.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but they alleged that and it was for tax fraud or tax related stuff, but the government alleged that between 2013 and 2018, Mark, that's only 5 years, he made cash withdrawals totaling $6.6 million.
Oh my God.
Also, on my records, and I don't know if you see this, but in 2016, he was a fugitive from justice in the CO courts.
Wow.
In Colorado.
Do you know what the charges were?
He was on the lam.
Yeah, I don't see the charges.
Well, if it's the same guy, man, that's just he's total trouble. I'd love to get him on the Sleaze Brigade.
Hey, Axeman, did we reach out to this guy?
Yeah, so I called his Valhalla company, and then I called Wind and River, I believe, or
nothing.
Wind River. Nope.
I thought you said the numbers don't even work.
So the Valhalla one didn't work. I called that one twice, and it gave me the little beep dial-up thing. And then the second one rang twice. I left a message on the second one.
Okay.
So you could leave a message, like he sent you to voicemail, basically. Which one is that? The second one, the 970 number?
No, I didn't put the Wind one in. Let me do that real quick.
Yeah, that's the one where you left a message. How many companies does this guy have? Can you believe it? This guy, he was on the lam in Colorado, according to what we see on Colorado courts. He did 18 months for tax evasion because he took $6 million out of his company. And basically, I assume what happened is he didn't pay taxes on it.
Yeah, I didn't really dig into the details. I was just interested in see what the allegations were, and just as part of my background research on.
We really thank God for this show. We need to put out an APB on this guy. If anybody out there listening knows Adam Michael Hausman, Hausman. Please contact us at help@troubleshooter.com with just his whereabouts. I really want to try to help Robert out. Now, here's the other thing. Axeman, I want you to get Shemansky on right now, and hopefully he's out there listening so we can at least get eyeballs on this pole barn that this guy did a horrible job on, to figure out how he can at least get it done and get moving on with his life and put this Adam Michael Hausman issue behind him. We got two lines open, 303-713-8255. Ron, I promise I'll get you up, but I do want to get Mark Shemansky up with Genesis Total Exteriors. He has built a ton of pole barns. Hopefully he's the right guy for this. Everybody hold on.
Watson Watch didn't set out to be another watch brand. They set out to build...
I wish to God that Robert used Great Western Buildings. That's who Suzanne and I used years ago. 5 or 6 years ago, I called them up, and they did the most beautiful steel building. It's unbelievable. It's a little smaller than Robert's, but these guys build everything. It could be a carport up to a practice stadium for an NFL team. They do that and everything in between. They're right here in Colorado. Everything is manufactured right here in Colorado. They have close to 200 employees, and they're just a great company. I have not advertised for them when I use them. In other words, I used them. I loved them so much. They listened to the show. Now we're advertising for them. You're just going to love these people. If you want something built here, a company that's going to show up, a building that's all U.S. American steel, just beautiful. You're going to love these guys. And they're straight. They're straight shooters. You go to GreatWesternBuildings.com. That's GreatWesternBuildings.com. Now, Discount Bath, here's a company Suzanne and I used as well. When I talk about people, I'm telling you, we use them. These guys came out and just finished up one of our hallway bathrooms probably about 2 months ago. It's absolutely beautiful. They sit down. They sit down and they talk talk about color schemes. They talk about fixtures. They talk about the toilet, the sinks. What do you want done in this space? And they give you great ideas. If you're looking to redo that master bathroom, they can do a steam shower, heated tile floors, and they do it all at a discount price. That's my favorite part. Go to discountbath.com. That's discountbath.com.
I am reading the freakiest book by Stephen King.
Yeah.
And it's 100 boys under 18. They have to walk. They cannot go under 4 miles per hour walking. And you walk until the last one is standing.
What?
You can't stop to use the bathroom.
So what happens?
I'm in the middle of it right now. So, yeah, they're like at 100 miles. And of the 100 boys, 30 of them have been shot in the head.
4 miles per hour.
Yeah, you can't go under 4 miles per hour. It's you don't sleep, you don't stop. You get 3 warnings. Like if you stop, you get a warning, and if you get your 4th warning, you just got your ticket. Yeah, it's
and only one
freaky.
survivor.
So where does the survivor win?
I think $100,000 or a $250,000. It's just this sort of dystopian type society. Wow. It's just weird to read.
He wrote it I looked it up the other day in 79.
Okay, and then Carrie was his first novel, not that. I misspoke because that was 74.
Yeah, I forgot.
But there was a movie made last year on the book. So I'm trying to get through the book so we can watch the movie. It's just a little freaky.
I love Stephen King. I have no idea how I missed that movie.
Yeah, interesting.
And it was it's like Miramax someone. I mean, it went to the theaters.
Yeah,
I don't
can't
know
wait
how
to
I missed
see it. But yeah, it's just a little creepy, this is my first Stephen King novel.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. I read a lot, but this is my first Stephen King novel. Now, I've listened to a few with him on audio when traveling.
Hundreds.
But
short
this
stories.
is I was shocked he'd never. It's called The Long Walk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you normally read? What kind of novels?
I like contemporary fiction. I love memoirs. I like historical fiction a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jackie loves historical fiction. So.
Does she love Kristen Hanna? Do you know? One of her big ones is The Women, The Nightingale.
Probably.
Yeah, she's amazing. Yeah, Sherry, it is a movie. Anyway, it's a little freaky.
Any luck on Szymanski?
Just about to give him a call.
Cool.
I'd send him a text. And
It is a time travel about someone trying to stop the Kennedy assassination. Ooh, that's interesting, Sherry.
All right, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. We're working on getting Marc Szymanski on. Hopefully he can get down there and look at this pole barn where this contractor just did a horrible job. In fact, I don't even want to say horrible job. He misled the guy. He didn't use the proper materials in there. The engineering, of course, doesn't match now, and there's numerous other issues. But I know we're trying to get a hold of him. So 303-713-8255. Meantime, I'm gonna get Robert on hold there until we get Mark up. Did you get a hold of Mark though? Did you text him or what?
I texted him and then I just called him.
All right, Suzanne, see if you can't grab him too. Hey, Ron, what is this update? It says, what was the initial problem? Oh. Hey, Ron.
Yes.
What was the initial problem? It says you have an update on a case with Bo. What was the initial problem?
It was the call where my apartment flooded from the HVAC in the ceiling, and they had they tried to charge me for the damage, and they also put it on my credit report. Mm-hmm. And I called in a couple weeks ago, and you guys recommended that I use credit slander as my defense in terms of getting that off my credit report, and it did work. I sent in the court dismissal and everything, and they took it off all three.
Dimitri, you're shaking your head like you know about this.
Yeah, I remember this call all the way to its inception. He first called us, and the problem was getting the former landlord to stop trying to collect. That worked. Bo was able to get them to stop collecting. But then our caller called us a few weeks ago, maybe a month and a half ago, and said that, hey, now it's on his credit report, even though they're not collecting. So we advised them to dispute that with the credit reporting agencies. And by the way, you got to dispute it with all the credit reporting agencies, not just the one that you found. Have you had a chance to check all three of your credit reports?
Good point.
Ron?
Yes, I did, and I sent all the information to all three, all the three majors, mm-hmm. and they took it off all three.
Awesome! Congratulations, man! Great job.
Yeah, that is a great job, man. Wow! Did Bo who directed him to do that? Bo
wasn't there when we had the follow-up call from Ron with his credit report issues. It was Tom and I were working that day over at Tom's home studio.
Ron, why did they say you were at fault to begin with?
They said I had the temperature at the wrong temperature.
That's crazy.
And blamed it on me. It's just a pipe that broke. Bo looked at the unit and said that was not my fault.
That's absolutely insane. Hey, Ron, I do appreciate that. I'm glad that worked. I mean, it's horrible when people attack your credit and you had nothing to do wrong or you did nothing wrong. Unfortunately, I think over most people's lives, it happens probably at least once or twice. I mean, have you ever battled anything like that on your credit report, Dimitri?
No, I haven't really seen anything there that doesn't belong. No, I can't say I have. Just been lucky, but I think most people have tons of errors on their credit reports. I know I have errors. They're just not really counting against me.
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, like missing payments, not marked as late, but like no information available. And that is technically a violation of the federal law because...
Meaning they didn't submit anything.
Well, I don't know if they didn't submit or it wasn't recorded. It's not being displayed properly. But if you have incomplete information in any of your, they're called trade lines, that is a violation of federal law. I just haven't followed up on it because it's not really hurting me.
So why would you follow up? I'm just curious. Why does it irritate you so much if there's nothing?
Well, it's not irritating me. It's something that I noticed. The reason you would follow up on it is, let's say you have a negative line item. So let's say American Express reported you as either late or delinquent or whatever.
Sure.
But you look at the history and a bunch of those, it says January, February, March, and so on. And some of them might say NA. That's incomplete. So by law, that has to be either completed or removed from your credit report. So if this entire trade line is actually negative for your credit report, then you could use the incompleteness to try to get it deleted completely.
So you're saying, for example, if, I don't know, use American Express. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of a crazy one because it wouldn't happen, but let's say it does. And you actually see missing payments in, say, a 3-year period. Mm-hmm. Or like on a mortgage.
It's a 7-year payment, yeah.
Yeah, so you see the history, mm-hmm. and you see paid, and then all of a sudden there's blanks.
Yeah, NA.
Yeah,
and
you're
then
saying
it resumes to paid.
But you're saying those don't hurt your credit?
Yeah, they don't. So, for example,
it wouldn't be a positive seeing that it was paid. I get that it's not a negative.
Yeah, it's a neutral.
It's just completely neutral.
Because if you were let's say late or just didn't make a payment, it would be marked 30 days late, 60 days late, 90 days late, and so on.
Got it.
So in my case, it actually is my mortgage lender, one of my mortgage lenders report, there's a big hole in it with NA. Now, it doesn't hurt me, and I don't want to get it removed because the mortgage loan was paid off.
Yeah.
So it's actually a positive thing for me. And the missing months are neutral. They don't count against me. That's why I haven't bothered to get it removed.
Hey, Mark Szymanski, Genesis Total Exteriors. Mark, I've got a question for you, man. This poor guy, Robert, he got caught up with what I refer to as a bad contractor. He signed a contract. It was for a pole barn, roughly $120,000. He's paid the guy about $100,000 now. Still owes $14,000, but that's not even the problem. The problem is the guy submitted to the county certain engineering plans, and they ended up changing them because the contract that he signed with the company called for. In fact, let me pull him up. Hey, Robert, explain, especially on the trusses, what exactly happened. What was in the contract so Mark understands, and what ultimately happened with the engineering plans?
So we paid for vaulted trusses, and during the process, they started putting in flat trusses, and we didn't understand why until we found out they forged my signature with the county to be able to get the permit. Under the other drawings that they had with the flat trusses. And then once they started putting them in, we tried to stop them. They just went ahead and installed all of them and told us they could come in after the fact and cut them out and vault them. They had an engineer that would sign off on it.
And then what happened with the poles?
Well, the poles are supposed to be built out of engineered in Duralam, and they're just built out of 2x6s that they built on site from stacks of wood.
So now,
and the building supplier won't supply what order they put through to even show if they even ordered beams.
Wow, you got a lawsuit.
Well, yeah, but the guys Mark, the guy's done like 18 months in the Fed pen. The guy's got lawsuits. I mean, how many lawsuits roughly, Dimitri? Just stuff around
just
here.
So far,
just Colorado.
Just 6 so far that I've seen, and I stopped researching.
Yeah.
Judgments, like
you got nothing to go after, unfortunately.
That's what it sounds like. I mean, we can go after a pound of flesh and warn people of this guy. He goes by, there's 1, 2, 3, at least 4 different business names at this point. But here's the question, Mark. What really he needs to get this thing done. And the bottom line is he's had 2 or 3 people go out there, he's in Loveland, and look at it, and they're going to give him a bid to finish it up. And of course, he tells them the story, and they don't, it sounds like none of them basically want to get involved with it, because you got to get an engineer to go back in there and figure out, you know, what needs to be done in order for the city to sign off on this, because the plans that this guy submitted to the city say one thing, and what's actually sitting there in real life is a different thing. So is this something you can go out and figure out how to get this barn done? He says it's about, how far done is it, Robert? What really needs to be done besides the engineering for the city to sign off on?
Well, the windows that they installed must have been sitting around on their job site because they're broken, warped, and don't operate properly.
So you need windows?
The doors need to be repaired, and the siding is not installed properly under multiple spots, as well as the patio roof needs to be rebuilt, and whatever else is needed to pass final, basically. So that, you know, according to the county.
And then, I mean, and did they cut out the bottom part of the joist?
No, so I made them put in the vaulted trusses because that's what I paid them for.
Oh,
okay. But now it's got vaulted trusses with flat gable trusses as the engineered drawings, because they tried blaming the county, saying that, you know, some special snow wind load they instituted last year, they couldn't do the vaulted trusses.
So the first part, I would assume, Mark, is an engineer's got to get in there, and I know you know a bunch of engineers, and figure out what they did. Is it okay? And then redraw it, and then have the county kind of start from scratch as far as inspections, right?
Well, yeah, what will happen is the engineer will need to come out, and then he's going to redraw that, what corrections need to be made, and then we'll resubmit that to the county and then have the county approve it. They always are going to approve an engineer's report because that's the official. You know, the county is just there to make sure you did it right, but the engineer is the expert on how it's supposed to be structurally built.
Yeah, but if it's, let's just say because of his area or whatever, the snow load's not right or something along those lines.
Right.
On the pitch, I mean, he might have to redo it because the engineer's not going to sign off on that if it's not there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of times you can do some bracing and things like that that can to make up for that.
I got you.
So I think it's definitely first, a structural engineer is the very first thing that has to happen, and get that drawing from him and his recommendations, and then that's the point where we can come in and rebuild, or make the corrections and rebuild what needs to be done, and pull the permit underneath our name. So.
Do you know a engineer that would take this on?
Yep, I do.
All right, so Robert, really, that's the only place we can go here. We're going to warn people about Adam Michael Hausman. And, Wind River Construction, Valhalla Construction, Basil Dua Concrete. I mean, this guy's got 4 or 5 different companies, and he's got a ton of issues out there. Say that again?
I said the Basil Concrete, somebody else.
Oh, where did that come from? Why is that up here?
Well, he came and poured the main inside of the shop and everything.
Got it.
And he messed up the floor drain and told me he wouldn't fix it.
Okay, but that's got nothing to do with Adam Michael.
Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with the pole barn itself.
Yeah, okay, well, that's a different one. And I think we might have even left a message for that guy. I didn't realize that was a different company altogether, but I get it. So, Mark, I mean, how do you want to go from here? Let me just put you both on hold at this point. And, Axeman, get Robert and Mark together on the phone. Figure that out however they want to move forward. But it sounds like Genesis Total Exteriors will go out there, look at it, and get this guy on the right path in order to at least get it done. It sounds like a total nightmare. And people out there, do not use Adam Michael Hausman. Don't use him. Listen to this. This is crazy. And if you know who he is, please email us at help@troubleshooter.com. Any information you have, even a good phone number. I don't even have a phone number to give out on this guy at this point because we don't even know if they're his phone numbers. This guy comes and goes like a ghost. He reminds me of that transmission guy up north. I mean, it's crazy. Stay away from Adam Michael Hausman. Now, 303-713-8255. We're going to have lines open. I want to hear from you. 303 Martino.
I didn't hear. How much was the total project, and how much has Robert paid to this point?
120, and he's paid about 100.
Oh, so
he's going to be out of pocket more than 20, though.
That sucks.
Well, maybe not. I mean, Mark sounded a little like, this happens more. You know what I mean?
At least he didn't pay him all up front.
Well,
he paid most
of it.
Is.
Yeah.
I read a couple of these lawsuits. He charges all the way up to 90%.
Yeah.
Before,
like 50% down, 40% when the materials are delivered.
Yeah.
Think how sketchy that is, you submit a completely different plan to the county. That's sketchy as hell.
Forged signature.
Which doesn't make sense because you got to get inspections.
Excel Roofing. You know what? Jay and Henry Bretz, these guys do a great job. Suzanne and I had them put on a hail-proof roof. Listen to this, hail-proof. It's made out of this synthetic. It looks like beautiful slate, but it's like plastic, and you couldn't throw a baseball at it at 100 miles an hour. You know what that did, though? It lowered our insurance because we could up our deductible because hail's not going to touch our roof. These guys do it all. In fact, if you do get hail damage, you call Excel before you even talk to your insurance company to make sure you have damage. And they do all that for free. Go to excelroofing.com. That's excelroofing.com.
This JR from the road, he says to Tim, Tim is a pretty big techie, NASA space stuff. So JR from the road says, speaking of fiction, how's the Artemis doing? Because JR's a flat earther and doesn't believe anyone's been to the moon kind of stuff. I like the picture of Earth with the sun behind it, only casting rays towards the bottom, Mark. Or the cast members where he's calling the astronauts cast members, where one of them is taped to the ceiling and her hair is hairsprayed the wrong way. JR, you're a nut.
It's amazing.
Tim is right. You're a lunatic.
I don't think he truly believes that stuff.
He does. He believes Taylor Swift's the devil, too. So it's all good.
Look at this drop right here. What happened here today?
My son actually did some work for the Artemis.
For who?
Oh, really?
The Artemis. He works at Lockheed.
Are you allowed to say what he did?
I don't know what he did.
Oh.
He won't tell me.
Oh, he's not allowed to say what he did. That's cool. Did your son seem super excited about doing the work?
Yeah, just the fact that he got to work on a project like that.
So cool, huh?
Does anybody want anything to drink from the break room?
I am fine, thank you.
Bob, we also have peanuts.
I'm good, thank you.
And Slim Jims.
I saw them in there.
And those are delicious.
D. He's so appreciative of the beef jerky I bought, the meat sticks.
The meat sticks.
How was Jeff's meat sticks?
I'm saving them for a special occasion.
Well, that's what they are. They're snack sticks. Oh, you are? I have them in the fridge. Whatever. Mark, your mind's in the gutter all the time.
That's why they call him Slim Jim.
Oh, Bob, Meat Fest date is on the calendar. It's the Saturday of the weekend formerly known as Labor Day.
Perfect.
Many emails will go out. And it's going to be in Bonnie Brae. I know that's kind of slumming for you, but
I was, yeah, whatever.
It'll be worth it.
Yeah, I was so disappointed.
All right, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. We got those two connected, so Robert, and we'll follow up on that. The cool part about listening to the show is you're going to hear how it turns out. We're going to see how much damage or how many problems there literally is with that building. And please do not ever deal with Adam Michael Hausman ever, 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 ever. 303-713-8255. We got some open lines. 303 Martino. Bob, what's going on with you?
Mark, I'm buying a house and I need to get out of my lease early. And the terms of my lease contract are a 60-day notice and 1 month's rent. So can I include April in that, part of that 60 days, April, May, then 1 month's rent?
I'd have to see I'd have to see the contract and how it's worded. I mean, I don't know if that 60 days would apply from 4/6 to 6/6, but my gut tells me, without looking at the contract, my gut tells me it would probably start in 5/1 would be the count date. But I mean, it just really depends on how it was written. Have you talked to the landlord?
I am going to be going in and seeing the property manager tomorrow.
Okay. I try to negotiate with him. I mean, you're only talking 5 or 6 days.
Right. And I have a pretty good relationship with her, so I'll try that. I could also email you the lease, too.
Yeah, if you email me the lease, I can give you an answer on it. It won't be legal advice, but it'll be most likely the correct answer. How's that?
It sounds good to me.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let's do that. Let's do that. In fact, hey, Axeman, well, hold on. Did you have anything else, Bob, or is that? Is that the only question you have?
No, that's just it.
Okay, hold on, though. Axeman, get a copy of that lease for me. I want to look at it over the big break. 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. Now, I want to go back to this real quick, guys. So we were talking about if you go out to a brewery, in fact, you had the same problem. Yep. You went out, you got a Guinness. They said it was 16 ounces. You proved them wrong. They said, well, it's still a pint, even though it's not 16 ounces, which is the biggest load of crap ever.
They refused to discount the price.
Zero.
They said a pint of beer is just a figure of speech.
Well, that's crazy.
That is crazy because a pint is a unit of measuring, right?
Yeah, of course.
And if I said a glass of beer, well, then they can serve it in whatever glass they want.
Yeah, of course.
But they present it as a pint. I ordered a pint, and they charged me for a pint, and they refused to discount my so-called pint for what I considered a short pour.
So this whole thing came up because Suzanne and I noticed a brewery we've been to, their glasses shrunk. And I literally asked them, is it still 16 ounces? They said yes, and there's no way it is. There's absolutely no way.
It just can't be, Mark.
There's no way, but we're going to find out and measure it. And then I figured if it's been short 3-4 ounces, I'm going to back charge.
Well, I mean, that's just, a giant, John, that is a proper, normal, and just thing to do.
Okay, now, I brought up Applebee's, and I'm going to tell you why. Bob Logan, I want your honest opinion on this. And I know it's not just Applebee's. I use them because this happened there. They had, this is way back, when our kids were little, like Wednesdays, if the parents ate, the kids ate for free at Applebee's. So we'd bring them in for the kids' meals, Yeah, it was a great job. I don't know if they do it anymore. It was good. But what I ordered one particular time was riblets and chicken.
Ooh.
And the menu said 2 chicken breasts, fried chicken breasts, and riblets. They come and there's one piece of chicken. And it was evident it was a chicken breast cut down the middle. So they gave me a half a chicken breast, but they kept claiming, no, that's a full chicken breast, even though it's not. I mean, it's evident. They acknowledge they cut it down, but they were saying just because it says 2 chicken breasts. In other words, I'm not explaining this right. I got 1 chicken breast that was cut down the middle to form 2 pieces of chicken.
Right.
And it said 2 chicken breasts on the menu. Not 1 chicken breast cut. It said 2 chicken breast. Do you find that wrong as well?
Well, of course. I mean, they misrepresented the product, right? I mean, if they offer you 2 chicken breasts and you agree to purchase 2 chicken breasts,
that's right.
You should get the 2 chicken breasts or a 50% discount from the chicken portion of the menu price.
So, and I know Bob's over here laughing. Dimitri and I chase weird things, okay? Fine. But
No,
that bothers the hell out of me. Does that not bother you?
They should have said 2 chicken breast pieces, not 2 full chicken breasts.
It said 2 chicken breasts.
If they said 2 chicken breasts, they had 2 chicken breasts. You should have gotten a discount,
And
Mark.
guess what? When the manager came over, guess what I got? My second chicken breast.
Oh, good. That's the proper way of
I was
handling
afraid to eat it. But I did get it, and I took it home. I'm not sure if I ate it or not. 303 Martino. Who do we have? Gravina's. Don't you fix it? 1, 2. Any company you hear me talk about for the most part, I have used. Here's another one, Gravina's Windows. I love Gravina. Nick Gravina came out personally on ours and showed us different things that have to do with our sliding door. We didn't know what kind of new sliding door we wanted. He brought out all the different kinds. Some are kind of high security, some are triple pane, some are double pane, all different price ranges. Some have more glass than they do around the molding compared to other ones. But he went over every single thing. And then his pricing was unbelievable. I also had him look at our windows while he was out there. And guess what? He was the first one to tell you, because you don't need new windows. These are in great shape. There's nothing going on with these. Everything looks great. They're double pane. He told me all about the windows. But you can get a free quote from these guys. They're going to come out. There's no arm twisting, no high pressure sales. In fact, here's something that's crazy about a great window company like Gravina. You ready? They have over 50 lines of windows. That's 20 different manufacturers. It doesn't matter if it's a fix and flip or a $10 million house up in the mountains. They're going to have what you want. Go to Gravinas.com. That's Gravinas.com.
Not accurate, Adam. God damn it. Nothing to do with it.
I got to start kidding.
You're pooping in a bag up there right now. Did you know that?
I went to Gravina.
I forwarded you the email, Mark, the contract.
Okay.
Mark, you dialed in? Is he listening?
Mark, are you offline? So you can talk to the boys?
Where am I? What? Huh?
Go ahead.
I forwarded you the email from Bob.
From Bob.
The contract.
The rental
Oh, cool. Hold on.
The Yentl contract.
Is it in help or you emailed it to me?
I forwarded it to your email.
Dimitri would know what that is.
Let me see.
A Yentl contract as opposed to a rental contract?
To most of the world, a pint is 20 ounces. Then, Mark, we have been getting chipped by
We've been getting screwed for years.
20.
Yes, but versus
Now,
16-ounce American
First
pint.
of all,
this
that's
is according to a YouTube.
I was going to say it's got to be
There
from
are
someone on
laws
YouTube.
in the UK that govern the requirement to pour a proper pint, and glasses are marked to ensure compliance.
Yeah, I knew there was a line on all of them.
I just take 16-ounce water bottle to the bar, and once done with
This
beer,
says,
pour
listen
the
to
water
this.
bottle in.
This is crazy. Listen to this. It says a dry pint equals 16 ounces.
I don't know how that
while a
chick's doing up
liquid
there.
pint
Although
equals
she's
20
the one that
ounces.
broke the toilet.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's
what?
why when you do
She
sourdough,
was
you got to
using the
measure
toilet
with
and
a
it broke,
scale
and
and
then they tried to
grams. Like
dump
you
the
can't
urine,
just
and
do
the urine
a cup of
froze on the
flour
outside of the
and a
ship.
cup of water.
And they
You
had
got
to turn the
to
ship to
measure
face
it
the
out,
sun so
or
the urine would
it would
melt.
be really funky.
Is this true? Is this
Weigh it.
Very true.
Oh my God, that is disgusting.
Well, stuff happens. That has to be one of the weirder parts.
This
of
says
spending
a
somebody's
U.S.
space.
gallon
Okay, you're going to be pooping
is
together.
smaller than a British gallon.
Yeah,
One of the
we're
reasons
weird.
I'm so happy living alone.
We're weird in America with our
Wait, a
measurements.
British gallon? They don't even have gallons. They got liters over there.
Strapped to a rock and fly.
How did
Right
you
now,
adjust
right freaking now.
when you came
Watch
over?
my beer right now.
Yeah,
I'd go right now. Now, remember the jumping out of a thing or the bungee cord or whatnot? I don't.
Finish filling it up.
Yeah, I'm
is
all
that
game
even
for that. I'll
possible?
do bungee jumping. I'll do skydiving.
But 9 G's on a rocket.
Well, everybody
right
agrees
now.
it's 16 ounces here. I just had no idea.
Well, whatever
it was
the hell it
different
is.
somewhere
No, that
else.
sounds
We're going to
about
be
right.
banned by all the breweries. They're going to figure out who you are.
Vomit comet.
We'll never get to show our faces in a brewery again.
Gravity.
They'll be like, "Oh, look who it
I would love
is,
that
Mr.
too.
Complainer."
We're an Applebee's.
What is the what are the normal G's like
Yeah.
a fighter?
Hey, Google.
do? I'm gonna guess 4 to 5.
Hey, Google. What are the G's that astronauts face during liftoff?
During a typical space shuttle or rocket launch, astronauts experience approximately 3G. This acceleration usually peaks toward the end of the first and
I said
16 ounces of any beer invariably turns into a whole gallon of wee.
I've had that, fallen down.
It says an imperial pint is 20 imperial ounces.
Yeah.
Elevator goes haywire. You got 3.
But there's no one arguing that 16 ounces isn't a pint here.
Right.
Right.
It's definitely not less.
The controversy that led to this conversation took place here in the United States. Therefore, it only follows that American standards and American units of measurement apply, not the imperial ones.
No wonder
what?
Mark
We fought
thinks
a
that something is
revolution and
bigger
a
than it
war
actually
over
is.
which
Right,
measurement
Suze?
to use.
And we won.
Yeah.
Suze, you're not even listening.
What?
God-given.
It's no
Second
wonder that Mark
Amendment
thinks that
protect
something
those
is bigger than it
Trump should
actually
do
is.
an executive order.
Well, it is beer. But yes, I get you.
All right, 303-713-8255. Someone emailed us and basically said it's even worse than that, Mark, on the beer. In Britain, see, it's not that it's confusing. I didn't realize how different our units of measure were. I understand liters compared to gallons, but I didn't realize that the British actually had a gallon too. It's a royal gallon or a British gallon?
Imperial gallon.
Imperial gallon. So
It's like an imperial pint.
yeah, which is 20 ounces here in the U.S.
Yes.
But over there, it's only 16 ounces.
Because they use imperial ounces.
Because their gallon, an imperial gallon, is bigger than our gallon.
Right, but here in the United States, we use the American Freedom units. So we
16
use
ounces.
Yeah, we use proper units: ounces, pints, gallons, quarts.
We don't go for that liter crap.
No. I might point out also, Mark, that no country that's on the metric system has ever landed a man on the moon.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's good. Wow, not one.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So what does that tell us?
Nor have they ever won World War II.
Or even the first one.
How come we didn't change everything once we dominated the entire world? Being serious. Okay, if you fly a plane, guess what language you have to use when you talk to the control tower?
English. All over the world.
All over the world.
That's how God had meant it to be.
So, what side of the road should you drive on?
The correct side.
That's right. So the more I think about it, the more I think we need another executive order by Trump stating that all other countries need to follow our example when it comes to beer pints.
Yeah, no wonder they all hate us.
Can you think about that, though? Really, 16 ounces, no matter what's a pint. Can we all agree on that?
Of course.
Yes.
Well, that's an incontrovertible fact.
So the whole argument that, no, our pints are different. Okay, well, I mean, they're basically saying they have their own little country inside their brewery where they have their own measure of a gallon to come up with the 14-ounce pour.
You know that whole Consumer Act that came out this year about misrepresenting fees and prices? Am I onto something here with this brewery that I love so much?
You are onto something. In fact, I dealt with this morning. Basically, what it says is, Bob Logan, you know about this. If you advertise something at a price, it's got to be a complete price. Now, you don't have to put sales tax in there. But really, with the exception of sales tax, things like shop supplies in the automotive world should be in the initial quote, period.
Oh, of course.
If you're advertising a $9.99 oil change or a $20 oil change, when you go to pay for it, it needs to be $20 plus tax, not $20 plus $5 plus $2 plus tax for shop supplies or whatever they want to call it. It's supposed to be very transparent in advertising. Now, I dropped a car off today to get window tinting, and the guy gave me a quote. Now, he gave me a verbal quote, but when I dropped it off, now that I think about it, he gave me a quote I had to sign off on the phone. The quote that he gave me on the phone through a e-doc sign or an e-signature was correct, and it showed his shop supplies of $49. But when he quoted me over the phone, he told me it was $895. Come to find out, no, it's $950 plus tax. So I love the idea of transparent pricing, and I agree with Suzanne wholeheartedly that if you advertise a 16-ounce beer and they only do 13 or 14, you're breaking that rule. Did we ever find out what the teeth in that rule are?
Yeah, we did. We actually did a deep dive into the law. It's fairly short and it's very easy to read, but it does provide the consumer with a right of private action for up to treble damages.
Oh, man. So what do? You go into court. They owe you 2 ounces of beer.
We show our faces.
They give you 6 ounces of beer.
We'll be on every list in breweries and around town. Don't trust this couple.
Bob, did you guys have to adjust anything with this new law at Plumline? Did you have to adjust any invoicing? Did you guys ever charge like shop supplies or anything like that?
No, for the most part, when we advertise any kind of prices through advertising or on the phone, it's our specials. The one thing we
like 93 and free for the drain cleaning.
Right, 93 are free, $79 tune-up, things like that.
And that's the exact price.
Yes, that's
you don't put a trip charge on it.
That's correct. That's the exact price.
And whether that's over the radio
where
or
the
by
challenge
print.
is, and where we got to be careful. For example, let's
Code
take a water heater. Yes, code upgrades. You don't know until you get to the home what the code upgrades are.
That's true, but
so we got to be very specific to what we tell our clients that this does not include code upgrades. If it,
Dimitri, wouldn't you say though, if you're selling the water heater for $1,500 installed, that is a tough one. Do you think the code upgrade should be in there? I would say that should be different anyhow, because how would you possibly know till you get there?
If you have to be very transparent with the client. The customer.
So you got to tell them, look,
yes,
long as this is done.
As long as it's a straightforward, this is the price. If there's any code upgrades, access issues, we'll let you know once we get there.
All right, everybody hold tight. 303 Martino. 303 Martino. Oh, it's slow today.
Is this
Teflon? No,
brewery you're talking about in Castle
She has a
Rock?
flip phone.
No,
it's not.
No.
So yeah,
no.
You referred to one.
I'm going to try and call it.
Oh, probably 105.
Yeah, that I haven't been to yet.
They're great.
Oh yeah.
105 is great.
105
Their floor is actually 14 ounces, and you either buy a 10 ounce or a 14 ounce.
Okay.
Is that brewery up in Longmont still around? Do you guys still have a relationship with that guy?
Yeah, but I don't think
rock
he's.
and roll beer.
I don't think he'll open up again for a little bit. I don't know what his. Remember, he can only open up like 3 months out of the year.
Yeah. Who's like, hey, I'm the only
There's
one.
Plumline.
And you can go to the ticket window and
still get physical tickets. They just won't send them to you.
We'll fix that for you.
Do you guys pay a royalty on that, or you own it?
We own it.
You're in one of the latest commercials, aren't you? TV commercials? I'm pretty sure I saw you.
Serving those who serve the military.
Yes. Yep.
May 2nd.
There's our friend Bob.
did I start a second recording?
We'll hear from him, guaranteed.
So, may I? I'll fix that.
He's the whole relationship is because he does our intros. Yeah. He's a cool guy.
Mark, you have that lease in your inbox.
Oh.
I didn't hear what the problem was, so I don't know what to read.
The term was that when I made the mouse too big,
He wants to know 60 days.
So I would
Does
rather
the 60 days have to
diminish my life to keep yours where it is. You wouldn't. I like you too much. You don't want you to suffer.
I believe I asked
you. Trump, man. He's not kidding.
Fuck yeah, man.
Oh my god. It's like an 80-year-old. Like we were talking about it.
Yes!
It was
me and my
half
goddamn
the size of the screen.
Fuck you, LA Dodgers. I hate Tommy Lasorda.
We'll be in Belize.
Oh,
for the meat fest.
Bob, but why can't you go to Belize on a different day?
I was wondering why you can't reschedule for me. Yes, you've got a lot of time here.
Are you on for vacation, or is it missionary work you're doing down there? Nice.
Belize, yeah.
Just open a new one.
So
now that's low.
it's going to. So if Monday, if September 7th is the Monday, that means it's September 5th is when meat fest is.
Yeah, I'm flying out the 5th through the
from
the Saturday to Saturday.
What time are you leaving, Bob?
Let's see.
I mean, meat fest is on your way to the airport.
Mark and I are going to get super clever this year. Now that we know.
Yeah, it was kind of weird the first time.
Well, no, I mean, it doesn't matter what you bring.
I know, but it's like
no,
now
I want to win them.
Now we see the fun,
I'm in it
like
to win
the
it
fun
now.
in it. Like we get
you
it.
Get the coveted Meat Fest Spirit Award.
Oh,
that would be a really good one.
Yeah.
Hey, this might work out. I fly out at 5 a.m.
Yep.
So if you could have it before that,
You can come over and help us set up.
that'd be fantastic.
And if you help us set up on the way to the airport, you'll get an award.
The Spirit didn't help us at
5 a.m. Who flies out at 5 a.m.?
That's how many more reasons do you need? That's like how many more reasons do you need to change your travel itinerary?
Well, if it were just me, that'd be fine.
Wow.
But we're taking all of our kids and all of our
I tried to block
grandkids.
that out of my head. It was just the worst.
As
worst
we all
shit I've
should.
ever heard.
Okay, now argue with that one. I still don't see this contract. Oh, roof now.
Because there was one that just popped up. That was
I still don't see that contract. Send it again, man. Maybe I blocked you.
It said, where does this trail lead?
trash.
To your mom's house where she's, and it shows a squirrel, where she's chomping on D's nuts.
Man, that's.
Here, I'll send it through the help this time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wasn't invited. I was invited last year. I wasn't invited the year before that.
Because I didn't know you.
I found it.
September of 24.
Are you sure?
Yeah, which was a couple of weeks after Meat Fest.
Oh, okay. Is that your Q-tip, Mark?
No, God, no.
Do you need to use a Q-tip? Because we have an extra one.
I won't.
If you have something in your ears.
I ain't picking that up. Yeah, I won't make you use that one. You want a different one?
I'm good.
Oh, God, can you imagine? I don't know why that sounds so disgusting.
Or left a voicemail saying she has pneumonia and she was wondering what happened.
I hate when, you just made me think of that. Now whoever's in here next is going to assume it was me. You know how that's going to work.
Yeah.
It's like you ever walked into a restaurant and the stall is just so bad there's no way. You're like, no way.
No idea.
Yeah.
And then you leave and someone's coming in and they're going to go, oh, that son of a bitch right there.
Oh, God.
So let me ask you a question.
Calls or long distance calls. Yeah.
Unless you're going to do a commercial.
No.
You walk into an airline bathroom.
Yes.
Well, then I don't know exactly how you would
go in, you close the door, you turn around, and
set up some
it's just a
smoke
mess.
stove. Maybe
what do you do?
Morse code? You got
An airline bathroom? Oh, my God.
Try and find
Put on the page.
I would probably,
messenger planes.
usually there's someone right there because usually that's where the stewardess or the flight attendants hang. So I would probably open the door and probably tell them simply because I wouldn't want to be blamed for it. Then I'd go hit another restaurant.
How much was your heavy cream?
I would get out there as fast as I could. My brother-in-law was telling me the other day that happened to him. And he was so embarrassed about walking out because he
said you should start using
him.
Of course.
So he stayed in there for like 20 minutes cleaning them.
Oh my God.
Oh, I don't even want to know the rest of that story.
Not me, man.
Dee, how much did you pay for the heavy whipping cream yesterday? Went to buy heavy whipping cream. They were all out except for one that was $7.30 for a pint.
The two I buy, they are both organic. Was it an Imperial pint? By the way, you need to measure those pints now. The two I buy are the Whole Foods house brand for $4.69 and the King Soopers house brand. It's called whatever that one is. It's like True. It's another organic cream. Also $4.69 now. So that's what I'm paying for them.
The whole world bought cream yesterday.
Yeah, because there's still. I had trouble getting it a few days ago because of Easter.
Yeah.
So Easter and Thanksgiving, there's a run on heavy whipping cream.
It doesn't surprise me on Thanksgiving. It did surprise me for Easter.
Oh no!
How much time do we have?
You have a couple minutes. Go ahead if you need to go use the restroom.
11:45.
Oh, you know what, Bob? Sorry, that time is wrong. If we could fix it, we would, but we can't fix it ourselves.
How could a computer be wrong? Aren't they connected to a network which updates from the atomic clock?
And switch to an American wireless company.
It updates from Tom's house.
Anyway, thank you for bringing the heavy cream. I just love it.
Oh,
it's
I'm
so good.
It is.
I'm not big on it.
It is awesome.
It's not nearly as good as the powdered in there.
The gas station creamer
gas
powder.
Station powder.
We're going to hit them harder than anything.
Is it private select or?
Rockler and the rest of them. It's just been great.
Mornings 6 to 10 on Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints. We're here to make your life just a little bit better. If you've been ripped off and need help, we have recovered over, listen to this, $300 million. Cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, all directly due to this show. Bad contractor, bad dentist, you name it, we handle it. 303 Martino, we got open lines right now. 303 Martino, 303-713-8255. I refuse to take texts. I'm gonna state that right now. I refuse to, I won't even give a text number out. I know Tom gives out like 13 text numbers. 13. Mm-hmm. He gives out this text and that text and this text, and people people don't communicate by voice anymore. I'm sorry. That's what we do here. 303 Martino. If I got to sit here and bitch about the different sizes of pints, depending where you're in the country, I'll do it. Compared to taking text, I just won't do it. Dimitri, it drives me insane. By the way, Deputy Dimitri joins me. My wife, Suzanne, to my left. Dragon just walked in. Axeman is on the other side of the glass taking your calls at 303 Martino. I do want to say this. You ready for something interesting? I looked at this guy's lease over the break. So last hour, we had a guy call up, and in his lease, he's got to give 60 days notice in order to get out and then pay 1 month. So in other words, he gives 60 days notice. He wanted to know, he got to wait till May 1st, or does it start right now? You understand, right? Of course. Yeah, and most leases are going to read it starts at the next full month. This one does not.
Oh, interesting.
This one, basically, if he's still listening, I don't see anywhere in this lease. It says 60 days. It doesn't say 60 days, and you have to start it at a particular day in the month. So if he gave this notice, the second they received the notice, his earliest move-out date would be, June 5th. So he could move out at June 5th. In fact, not even the 6th, because I guess one of the days is short or whatever, but June 5th. So that's a good deal. I like the way that works, don't you?
Well, if it actually works like that, it might be just an oversight on the part of the person who wrote that lease, and maybe they meant whole months. Maybe that's what they thought of as 60 days. But that's an easy conversation with a landlord. It sounds like he or his wife or somebody's going to go over there today and talk to them, so they'll get clarification on this matter.
Yeah, and they said the guy was nice, too.
And they have a good relationship with him, so it might actually work out, even if that is a misinterpretation of what the lease says.
Yeah, and by the way, joining us, Bob Logan. Bob, you're one of the owners of Plumline, and I didn't realize it till today. I mean, Plumline is the largest home services company in Colorado, or am I misspeaking?
We are now, yes.
You are?
Yes.
When did that happen? This year, last year?
Maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
That's incredible. What do you guys do? Let's just talk about winter in general in your business. We didn't have a winter.
Right.
I mean, really, I mean, how do you guys stay busy when people's furnaces aren't breaking because it's been 70 degrees when it's supposed to be 20 degrees? I mean, how does that even work? I realize you still have electrical, you still have plumbing, but really, these in-between seasons are generally only a month or so. Would you acknowledge this is the craziest winter you remember?
It is. I grew up here in Colorado, in the Littleton area, and I cannot remember a winter that has been this mild. In fact, normally we'd go skiing, 12 or 15 times a season, and we've been 3 this time. It just hasn't been worth it. No snow. But as far as the business goes, we have such a large customer base, and we have what's called our VIP maintenance plan, which you're familiar with. Right. So
what is that? Now that you're talking about that, I mean, I understand what it is. You pay a low monthly fee.
Yeah. So for a furnace and air conditioning system, you pay $1,650 a month. If you have multiple systems, you pay a little bit more. But we come out on an annual basis, maintain your furnace and air conditioning system. There's no charge to do that. It's part of the VIP. If you ever want a plumbing or electrical inspection, we're happy to do that at no charge. You get
no trip charge, nothing.
No trip charge, no nothing. You get discounts on all of our services. In fact, the trip charge is normally $49. After hours, it's $200. We waive those for our VIPs, and you get priority service. So if we did have a cold snap or a really hot summer, you move to the front of the line. And then we also this year included drain cleaning in that, Mark. So if you have a backed up drain, we will come out at no charge and clear that drain for you
once a year.
Anytime. If you have a backed up drain, we're not going to come in and
wait a minute,
clean the hair out of a sink or something like that.
But if you have a backed up drain, you guys will come out and clear it for free if you're part of the VIP.
That's correct.
That's incredible. And then you'll also will you do that tune up you guys do on the AC and furnace?
Yeah, that's part of the plan. The annual tune up of the furnace and air conditioning system. That's part of the plan.
And what's an inspection? Like you said, an inspection on your electrical panel.
Plumbing or electrical. Mean? Yeah, so a lot of times people don't realize that, they understand with the furnace or air conditioning system because they know there's moving parts and pieces in there. But even with plumbing and electrical, the vibrations of electrical can loosen connections, things like that. So we go into the to the panel. We make sure all the connections are tight,
and that's all part of it.
That's part of it, right? And again, most people don't need those annually, but if they have concerns, or if they have, maybe they were plugging something in and they noticed that the outlet's black, and there were concerns, we don't charge to come out and make sure they're safe.
What's amazing to me, and I've told this story, I was sure we had a major problem at our house. One day our sink just would not go back. It just simply would not go down. And it worked perfect the night before. Nothing changed in the house. We're on a septic. So it just goes out of the house. So it's to me, there was a problem. You guys came out, $93 we paid. And I was like, okay, they're going to come out and tell me the worst news. I was almost sure of it. I never would have thought the outcome was what it was. I was sure of it. I thought something broke, some line broke going to somewhere, and it was going to be a lot of money. I was already committed. And you sent a couple people out. I just called Plumline's number, and that same day, 2 guys came out, which was impressive, 2 people. And they put their booties on and did all that and came in and told me what they were going to do. And they pulled out this machine and start running it down the drain. And I don't know if it was a jet or I don't know how it worked. But I do know one thing. Maybe 45 minutes later, it worked perfect. And they said there was no other problems. And they said literally it was a buildup of grease and food just over the years. Finally, it probably had been slow.
It constricts just like your arteries do over time. They build up of, and
with whatever we eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was crazy though. They cleaned it. It said that'll be $93. And that was it. Best $93, Bob. I swear, I thought I had a broke line, something going to the septic that was going to cost a fortune. And your guys came out and just put me at ease, and everything was great.
Yeah, and we still have that special 93 or free is what we call it. And if we cannot clear the line for whatever reason, there's no charge for that.
No trip charge, no nothing, folks. And you'll give them an estimate of what it is.
We'll give them an estimate for a repair because sometimes it is, another line. Scenario. It could be roots in the line. It could be a collapsed line. There could be a number of different things. And if we can't clear it, we'll get a camera down the line. We'll figure out what's going on, and then give you an estimate for repairs. But if we cannot clear it, we don't charge you the 93.
I love it. Hey, help me out with this Axeman. Why is there 4 people on one line?
Okay, yeah. So it's an issue that they had emailed us.
Okay. What's it about? A pool?
Yeah, so let me...
a pool and spa. That's right. I'll pick up. Don't worry about asking them. Matt, you called first, so 303-713-8255. Matt, real quick, getting change back. What does that mean?
Yeah, I just wanted to know how it's working nowadays. I went into McDonald's, ordered. It came out to $9.64, and they gave me 30 cents back and just kept the pennies. Is that what we're doing now, that we're not making pennies, or what's that?
I didn't even know we weren't making pennies. Is that correct, Dimitri?
Yeah, they quit making pennies just a few months ago.
They quit making pennies.
Yeah, but they're not taking them out of circulation. I mean, there's still legal tender.
So people are moving away from them.
They will probably take years
because
to actually...
they cost like a nickel to make.
Yeah. It was a huge money loser for the Mint.
That's unbelievable. I know they've been talking about it forever. I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. It was part of, Trump made
Bob Logan, did you know that?
I did not know that. I knew they had been discussing it for years.
Where have you
for years and
They've
years?
been talking about it for years, but they said it would...
well, you're
be
a penny
unfair,
pincher.
Yeah, unfair to the penny pinchers. And so...
The misers.
Fiscally responsible.
The fiscally responsible. Matt, I guess that's the way it's going. So what is the long-term plan?
Well, they have to give the rightful change back. They need to round up then.
That's what I was going to say.
Exactly.
But didn't you just say, you're saying they rounded down?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is just like that beer thing all over again. Seriously, this is crazy.
Yeah.
How much? Owed like 34 cents, and they only gave them 30 cents back, Mark.
Think of McDonald's, all the locations all over the total world. Now, granted, their franchise is owned by different people, but some of these franchise groups, they might own thousands of them. Think of all the extra money they're lining their greedy pockets with while they're serving these burgers at an outrageous cost.
Need a sitter? Fast. Sitter City makes it easy to find.
I know that. For the life of me, I had no idea they finally pulled the trigger on that.
Wow. I didn't think it's been.
I thought they were going to get rid of cash.
Bring that a good amount.
I thought our government was starting to like crypto so they could get rid of crash and track everything.
So how do you do that with rounding?
Is this
up?
my
Because
120? Is this my 120 or just?
You don't have a 120 today.
You know, John Clacy works for CMG Financial. These guys are direct lenders. If you need a home loan, and it really doesn't matter what kind, maybe you want to get some cash out because there's high credit card debt, or pay off a high interest car loan. It doesn't matter. If you want to get cash out of your house, they can help you big time. If you want a reverse mortgage, not only can John do a reverse mortgage, CMG does so many of them. They have lower fees than the competition. They've got great rates, lower interest rates. They're just great people. I don't know how else to put it. I have personally used John multiple times, and on top of that, our son, his first house he just bought in Nebraska, and yeah, I said Nebraska. No matter where you're listening to this, they loan in that state. John can help you out in any state in this great nation. But these guys brought my son from application to the closing table in 28 days or fast. And if you're a contractor, if you have a unique financial situation, they have asset-based loans. They have the all-in-one line of credit. That's a 30-year line of credit on the equity in your house. If you need a home loan, you call John. Simple as that. 303-577-7206. 303-577-7206 or partnerinlending.com. Now, let's talk about mymoneymyway.com. Joseph Chiano, man, when it comes to retirement, this guy cares about your retirement. I have known Joe for 15 plus years. He's a financial advisor, and he does not like products where you can lose money. Think of what I just said. If it's a product where you can lose money, like a stock, he doesn't like it. He only has guaranteed products for retirement. Some of the annuity products he has, not only is there up to a 17% bonus or a guaranteed 7.2% a year, listen to this, the long-term care benefits are absolutely crazy. You're going to love this. It's guaranteed money till the day you die. You get a check in your mailbox every single month. Please call Joe. Guaranteed retirement money. Go to mymoneymyway.com. Make the call. Ask the questions. mymoneymyway.com. I had no idea the penny was gone.
Yeah, they just auctioned off the last 3 pennies that were made. They have a special Omega.
What'd they go for?
About $1.5 million each.
That's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Did you get one?
Yeah, it's on the way. Bought it on eBay.
Can you imagine losing that penny?
Oh, shit. Or like using it in change at McDonald's accidentally.
That's incredible. I can't believe that, man.
Yeah.
I honestly cannot believe that.
No more pennies, but they're going to be in circulation for years.
Guess what? They had 2 tickets left for that Friday night show.
Did you buy them?
No, iHeart.
So
Jess gave them to me.
Oh, cool.
I don't quite have them yet, but
how did they get them? I thought they had nothing to do with it.
She just said.
they said they might not be in here.
Yeah,
I got
but Jess says we actually have 2 tickets left. That's all we have left. She goes, "What's your email?"
Cool.
Oh, anyway, if maybe we could do that.
And I think the whole place is open seating, right?
I think so, but let me look.
I don't think there was any seating.
I mean, I don't need to be front row. I'm going to keep it super casual. You know?
Well, thank God.
I don't need to wait out there at 8 in the morning or anything weird.
We're gone next week, by the way.
Oh, where you guys going?
As long as everything's cool.
It's Marky Mark's birthday.
Oh, so Vegas.
He's a tax baby.
Oh, okay. So Vegas. Nice.
Let me see if it's reserved seats.
I think when we went there for 21 Pilots, it was not.
Yeah, but some venues just do it that way, right?
Yeah, but I can't even remember. It's all like cement. I don't know where a seat would be. It might be something like Red Rocks, where the first 10 rows or whatever. So you got a hot tub, Bob?
You know, we don't. I've been going back and forth about getting one, but I want to put in a pool and I want to integrate a hot tub, so I've been kind of holding off.
Yeah, do a nice saltwater setup and just have them connected.
Yeah.
Almost every house we've been looking at in Louisiana is like that, and they're gorgeous.
Yeah, I love them. But
I heard saltwater is the way. I've never owned a saltwater, though.
Yeah, my sister has a saltwater. We just got back from San Diego last week, and she has a saltwater and super low maintenance. Comparatively.
The floor is general admission. The sides are reserved.
So who knows what we get, right?
I can't tell on the back.
I can't believe
that back is GA, Mark. Only the side is reserved. So I wonder what I'll get.
So Denver made a penny, right? Yeah, they must have.
Yeah, yes, one of our 4 mints.
Hey, Dee, I told Axe to send the paperwork for this call coming up to you, Mark, and me for the pool issue. Are we done with getting the change back? No, we're still on that, too.
Is that called thumbtack and contractor issue?
Thumbtack and contractor issue. Yeah, I thought it had to do with the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Axe, does it have to do with the pool?
Yeah.
Oh, you just went on the air.
I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
we all do it. Congrats.
I've never done it. I have never gone on the air during a commercial.
Yeah, he has, and he cussed. He said the F-bomb when he did.
In the middle of the commercial with no delay.
I'd never seen him turn so red. He was so embarrassed.
So what do? Do they fine you? Give you a slap on the hand? What happens?
Nothing happened. I ran into the principal's office and blamed Dragon.
Tail between his legs.
I said, Dragon turned on my mic when he wasn't there and told me to cuss.
Your trusted local fiduciary advisors, TrajanWealth.com.
All right, 303-713-8255. We got a couple lines open real quick, though. 2025 U.S. pennies. I didn't know this. You're gone. Listen to this. The last ones had an Omega Privy mark on them. Sold for a total of $16.76 million, which the average fetched of $72,000. The final, most coveted set sold for $800,000, almost $1 million a set for the last pennies. And the Denver Mint actually had some, of course. What is that, out of 3 mints in the country or 4 or something?
There are 4 mints in the country, but one of them only makes gold and commemorative coins. That's the West Point Mint.
I cannot believe the penny's gone and no one informed me up until this caller. I just had no idea it was gone. And I'm not the only one. Dragon, real quick, did you know the penny was gone?
Yes, I did.
Oh, God. Okay. Axeman, did you know the penny was gone? No, you didn't. Suzanne, did you know?
I had heard it being talked about. I just didn't know it was official.
Forget
I did not.
Bob Logan.
I did not.
You did not.
Had no clue.
You know why? Because you and I have other things to do. I'm busy helping people recover money. You're running one of the largest home services companies in the state. So I understand why we didn't, where people like Dimitri and people like Dragon and people like Axeman had no idea. Now, let's shift gears. Who am I speaking to? Jill, Rachel, Della, Allison, all the above?
Yes.
All the above. I like that. So what is going on? What is this contractor issue?
Rachel Monroe had a crack in the stairs of her pool. She went on the platform Thumbtack and located a, quote, pro contractor, Leo's Pools and Spas, who gave her a quote to do a repair of approximately $7,600.
And I'm sorry, that's Leo's what?
Leo's Pools and Spas out of Westminster, Colorado. They were listed as a pro contractor on Thumbtack's platform.
I don't even know what weight that carries with it. I mean, we hear of Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and everything in the world. Thumbtack, I have no idea what you need to do to get on Thumbtack, but I assume just have a breath. But go ahead. So she contacts Leo's Pools and Spas. They quote her about $7,000 to fix, what is it, cracked stairs?
Correct.
Did they come out and look at it? Did Leo himself come out?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so one-man show comes out, quotes $7,000, and what happens from there?
She paid him $3,800 in advance.
Why?
For equipment and necessities.
What kind of equipment do they need to repair it? I would think you got to drain the pool a little wherever you can access that stairs, and then what? I mean, how did he describe what he was supposed to do?
He had to break up the cement around the stairs, dig down around the stairs.
Okay.
Basically, that's all he got done.
And it's all labor, though. That's what I'm not getting. I'm saying, what kind of equipment? He had to go out and rent what? A jackhammer?
Jackhammer.
So this guy that works on pools didn't even have a jackhammer.
No.
Okay.
And then he started giving Rachel excuses and basically disappeared.
So hold on though. He came out with his rented jackhammer from Home Depot or wherever he got it, and he jackhammers up all the cement. And is that basically what it looks like right now?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God. Can you send us a picture of what he left? And how long ago was the last time you saw Leo?
Go ahead.
The email that we sent you guys has a Google Drive attached to it, and there's pictures of the work done or the limited amount of work.
Send me a link to that, Axe, so I can check that out. I want to see those over this break coming up. And when's the last time you guys saw Leo?
What day was that? Approximately the end of October. November.
So Leo is gone.
And I'm looking at the pictures, Mark. It's a mess.
Is it even like, if you call him now, does he even answer?
No.
Did you pay him any more than the $3,800?
No.
Have you gotten any form of quote to actually get the job finished?
$58,800.
$58,000? No, wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. $58,000? I got to look at these pictures. In fact, Suzanne, let's post them up to our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, folks. Type in Troubleshooter Network. You'll see the link in the chat to these pictures once we get them up. This is crazy. Wait. She meant 58. Hold on. You meant 5,800.
58,000.
50. He did 50. Whoa!
Mm-hmm.
58. He jackhammered the whole pool.
It looks like shit.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to look.
It's in that email.
Google account recovered inbox.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much. Did you want to come on the air?
Oh, it's in the one that got deleted.
Bob, do you want some coffee?
Okay.
I'm good. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Mark, coffee, water, anything?
Water.
Okay.
Bob, you want a water?
I'll take another water.
Room temperature or refrigerated?
Preferably refrigerated.
There might not be a choice.
But I'll drink anything.
How about you, Mark? Room temperature?
No, I'm too
one of each. You want to Slim Jim?
I'm a bit harsh. Like, all right, see ya. Like, that's why I don't answer the phone.
You know, Bradley O'Brien, he's an attorney, and here's what he does. Ready? Real estate. Doesn't matter if it's residential or commercial, he can help you out. Maybe buying and selling a home, something simple as that, or looking over a lease maybe for your business if you're looking at expanding, or a renewal of a lease. And then, of course, if you are a landlord in Colorado, with all the different changes over the past few years, you better have your lease in order. He can help you get that organized and get it up to snuff. He can review contracts. He can look at loan docs. He can help you in anything real estate, commercial or residential. Property line disputes, fence issues, easements, adverse possession, title and survey reviews, quiet title actions. I think you're getting the idea. I'll say it again, though. If you want a great, and I mean great, real estate attorney, you check out O'Brien Legal Services. His website is easy, olslaw.com, olslaw.com, or call Bradley at 720-370-7388.
Google AI summary and it was wrong.
Yeah.
But her pool, stairs in there got cracked, and this is what they left her with.
Okay, I got to see these pictures.
I'm working on getting them on.
All that.
What's it under?
Crack in the stairs.
Oh, trash. No, it's not trash. It's
Under help.
These ones?
That's what her pool.
This is what her pool. This is what she had.
Yeah, my.
I was gonna.
And then fully functional, normal pool.
Okay, so I just see cement. Okay, so these are the stairs that need to come out.
I think, or are
but
those
it looks like it's all part of a whole system, like a little whole plastic siding system.
Right. Okay.
So I can almost maybe.
Rachel Poole, AG letter. Here's the docs.
Because then he's got to
Wow,
take out.
it's a lot of images. Anyone in particular I should be looking at?
One.
Trying to see if I can.
Because you think the side's like a line for water or something.
Okay, it's a nice in-ground
Oh yeah, I
pool.
see what you're saying now.
Wow.
Because of how it was
He dug all that out.
constructed, that piece may be connected.
I don't think he did this. I don't think he did all the damage.
I don't know. I'm just making excuses here.
It almost looks like her entire pool froze.
It's fun.
But yeah, like that right there. Yeah, so he needs to jackhammer everything around here and around here and around here to remove this.
Wow.
Because it's anchored somewhere down in the ground, and I don't know how it's bolted off.
Problem with Colorado, I mean,
the rest of the pool.
I don't even know.
So if he's jackhammering down in here,
who works on
it's
pools.
Connected.
Yeah, no.
To this piece.
Yeah, okay. I see
and
what you're
this
saying
piece,
now.
he needs to keep going until he finds the next piece to where that he can remove this and this.
Yeah.
Just to get some new steps.
Right.
If that's how it's constructed, I just
No. Yeah, makes sense.
So you
I
see,
gotcha.
there's a connection here.
So he probably had to go to at least
So he's
here.
got to come to at least. If this is the curve to where the steps are here, then he's got to come around and jackhammer everything over here to
Yeah,
to
okay.
get rid of the rest of the structure. But I'm not there. I'm not seeing anything. It all depends on how that pool was first initially put in. It does look like it's just plastic set into the ground. And if all those individual pieces are connected and put together, then he's got a ton of work ahead of him. So it kind of would make a little bit of sense, maybe, because it's almost like constructing a brand new pool because she wanted the steps moved. Or
To me, it looks like this pool froze, and I don't know, like, what kind of damage that does. It looks like a fiberglass. I don't know what this pool's made of.
Just trying to add more.
I don't think the pool's worth $58,000 by any stretch.
I don't know. A new build isn't a new pool, a couple $100,000 starting.
We looked.
put into the ground.
We looked probably 2010-ish.
You would think.
for one at our house in Castle Rock, and it was every bit of 100, and that's 15 years ago.
Yeah, I think you're starting.
And that wasn't a hot tub, or that was a pool.
I think you're starting at 200 grand now.
Yeah, that's only here though. You realize if you're in Arizona, I mean, that same pool is 60 grand.
Yeah, exactly.
Her pool
Because there's so much competition down there.
Oh God.
I'm not a pool expert or anything, but we had.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, the difference in price. I mean, and I'll tell you what happened. We were at her brother's house. He had a nice saltwater pool put in on their house, and it cost him, it was like kidney shaped, and it was pretty new. .com has the lowest prices guaranteed.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
All right, 303-713-8255. 303 Martino. By the way, I'm looking at these pictures, and it looks horrible. It looks like he did exactly that. He rented a jackhammer. But I've got some comments and questions for him, but I do want to tell you about Renew Home Innovations. You want to get a room done in your house, you want a new bathroom, you got to call up these guys. You're going to absolutely love what they do. They're going to give you different options when it comes to renovation. They can do a basement if you want. Imagine that, getting that basement that's been sitting emptied and turning it into multiple rooms downstairs, maybe a pool table down there or a bedroom. They can do it all, and you're going to absolutely love the guys out there. But RenewHomeInnovations.com. That's RenewHomeInnovations.com. Now, what are we trying to get Jill back on? Did the phones go blip again? Is that where we're at? Yeah, we'll have them back up here in a second. I looked at these pictures, and there's a couple things here. So, and I'm sorry, I know Rachel's not the one talking to me, but it's her.
Jill, Rachel.
Yeah, which one am I talking to, though? Jill?
Jill, yes.
So, Jill,
yes.
I'm looking at these pictures, a couple things here. It looks horrible what he did. I don't think, though, he caused $56,000 in damage. When you have someone come out, are they basically telling you you need to replace the entire pool, or what are they telling you right now? Why is it $56,000?
Well, one of the things, the first thing that he did is he told Rachel that he would winterize the pool equipment. That was never done. So with the first cold snap, we had a lot of damage on that. Anything going to the pool, the piping.
It broke everything. But what does that have to do? What does that have to do with Leo's? Why would he be responsible for not winterizing the pool if he was there to fix the steps?
He told Rachel that he would winterize the pool equipment also.
Is that in the contract? And at that point, after it froze, did he say anything about it, or you guys didn't even know that damage was there?
We did not know it was there.
I think you hired a joker. Actually, I'm going to go a little step further when I want to define what I mean. I don't think he was like really out to rip you off. I think the guy had no idea what he was doing. It'd be like me going out and working on your furnace. I mean, it would be insane. It would make no sense. I don't think the guy knew anything. If he let that thing freeze while he was working on it, that's crazy. But what are they quoting you now? The $58,000 is to do what?
Rachel had to pay over $500 for Crystal Clear schools and pools to come out to do a full assessment, because the liner is now pulling away from the pool. Because he removed so much dirt, there has been shifting, and we now have structural damage, and the cement around the pool is cracking.
Oh, my God. You guys realize this guy that advertises on Thumbtack is not going to, even if he caused all this damage, and it truly is $58,000. And now that you put that into perspective, I see how it could happen. He basically pulled the foundation, the packed dirt away, and the pool cracked. I mean, yeah, he could have caused that. You know, a new pool, we were talking about this in Colorado. We got an estimate years ago on a kidney-shaped pool, kind of the size you guys are talking about, and it was over $100,000 for a new one. So, and that was 15 years ago. So I can't imagine now it's probably $200,000 for a new pool in Colorado. So when's the last time you talked to this joker?
End of November, middle of December, and Rachel depended on Thumbtack because they had him listed as a pro contractor, meaning that they had vetted him.
I've never looked up. So you're saying Thumbtack, and I'll do research on that over the break. In fact, Dimitri, would you look that up for me? I mean, do they guarantee these are some form of? I don't even know how they would guarantee.
I'm pretty sure almost anybody can sign up on Thumbtack.
Yeah, they don't care. I mean, why? It's like listing on Craigslist, right? They might do what? They might. I don't even know if they check for anything. They probably don't check for insurance.
Well, we haven't been able to verify any insurance, unfortunately.
Have you talked to Thumbtack? Does Thumbtack help you out?
Well, they did offer Rachel a refund. They offered her $2,500.
Thumbtack.
Thumbtack did.
See what Thumbtack's guarantees are. I mean, I'm actually pretty shocked they offered you $2,500. I mean, it doesn't even scratch the surface, but I'm a little shocked by that. So, did they take this clown off their list of contractors?
Yes, they did remove him from the list. They have not been able to contact him either.
Do you guys have any current contact information? In other words, are they like looking at caller ID and not picking up for you, but if other people call, they'll pick up, or what do you know?
Well, he's got an email of Leo, W is in whiskey, S is in Sam, 82@gmail.com.
Yeah, but how about a phone number?
Phone number 720-421-7228.
You guys got that? Now, if I call her right now, what does it say? Is there just no answer or what?
I don't know.
Do me a favor. Call them offline, of course, Axe. You got that number? I want to know if someone answers there. Hold on. I want to see if he can't get him on. Let's take a quick break, and we'll see if we can't get this guy on. Don't tell him at this point. I don't know what I want you to tell him. Just let me know if he answers or not. Then maybe I'll pick up during the break. Hold on.
Now, impact traffic.
One minor issue through the downtown area, I-25 southbound at Spear Boulevard. Looks like a right shoulder blocked with a disabled vehicle. Looks like tow is on site. We're still seeing some slow traffic back from 38th and Park Avenue, only adding about a minute to your commute. Otherwise, a quiet drive throughout the Denver Metro. Northbound I-25 showing highway speed through town. The same goes for I-70 east and westbound to and from the DIA area. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, acclaimed historian Roger McGrath shares the tale of Thomas Fitzpatrick. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
All right, Sheridan Auto Tech, Uncle Kevin. I don't care if you just want an oil change or it's going to get hot here soon. Maybe that air conditioner in your car's not blowing like it used to. It's not as cold. He can handle that. He can do any kind of maintenance you can imagine. A cooling system, flush, belts, hoses. He can even do brake jobs. But he can also do, let's say, a used engine in a vehicle, or he can do a transmission. He can do virtually anything you can imagine on your vehicle, and he's been doing it for so many years, 20, 30 years. The guy is unbelievable. I personally use him. SheridanAutotech.com. You're going to love him. SheridanAutotech.com. But by the way, I want to tell you something else I love about Sheridan. You ready for this? 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty. You realize if they did an alternator right here in Colorado and, 2 years later you're in Arizona and there is a problem, it's 100% covered where you are. It's an incredible deal. SheridanAutotech.com. Vestera Properties. You want to be a land baron? Yeah, land baron. I like that. But you don't know where to begin. Well, I'll tell you what. Barry Miller does. He's going to find a beautiful property ready to rent out that's going to go up in value somewhat quick. He knows the hot areas, the hot markets in the country. You buy the house, you own it, you can do whatever you want with it, but he's going to find a property manager for you. And guess what? That property manager is going to rent it out, collect the rent, make your life easy. You don't have to mess with that. But then as the home appreciates, you put it up for sale, and that's where you make your money. We have some listeners making 40 to 50% annual returns with Barry. You got to check him out. Go to VesteraTurnkey.com. VesteraTurnkey.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text EDGE to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text EDGE to 321-321. That's EDGE to 321-321. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Call Trajan today at 720-915-3000. That's 720-915-3000.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
This wasn't how Patrick pictured himself in retirement. Instead of playing golf every day, he could barely walk because of his severe knee pain.
It hampered everything because it hurt to walk around the golf course. It hurt to swing, just pretty much hurt doing anything.
But the groundbreaking regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics changed everything for Patrick. QC Kinetics uses your body's own healing properties to help repair and restore damaged tissue in your knees, hips, back, and shoulders. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime.
The turnaround's been amazing from where I was to where I am now. I've gone from a 15 handicap down to a 7 handicap. That's because my knees allow me to play golf like I haven't been able to play probably in 15 years.
Don't let joint pain keep you from doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I've seen the wrong way to sell precious metals. Tangled necklaces, mismatched earrings, broken watches, coins. The wrong way is not knowing who you can trust. That's why I recommend David Ellis Jewelry on 3rd and Clayton. He'll weigh it and pay it. He'll even buy your fine jewelry and diamonds. I've known him 40 years. It's time you get to know him. 2640 East 3rd Avenue. That's 3rd and Clayton. 303-322-8779. 322-8779.
April is prime sports time.
Launches at 3. Got it.
And iHeartRadio has you locked in. Start your day with Fox Sports Radio's Dan Patrick, getting you caught up on the biggest stories.
You got some interesting scenarios here.
Then find your favorite baseball team hitting the diamond.
Grand slam from Mookie Betts.
Or dive into mock draft season with NFL Daily.
We know Mendoza's going number 1. Who do you have at number 2?
From NBA and NHL playoffs to the draft podium, we've got you covered. Open the iHeartRadio app, search sports, and listen now.
Mornings 6 to 10. It's Ryan Schuling.
Whether it's state and local elected officials and candidates for office, advocates for important causes, or the names you know from sports and pop culture, we are where news happens. Ryan Schuling live here on 630 KHOW.
All right, 303-713-8255. We actually have Leo on. Axeman got through to him, so I want to give him every opportunity to tell his side. And I talked to him off air for a little bit. So, Leo, let's kind of pick up from the beginning. I had a call, and basically Jill is a friend of Rachel, and they're saying, here's the bottom line, that you didn't winterize the pool like you said you would, and you started work on the pool and you removed dirt, and then because you didn't winterize it properly, basically the pool froze, and because it froze with a lot of the dirt removed where you were trying to fix the steps, now it's got structural damage. What says you, Leo?
It's got, okay, first, when she asked me if I could winterize the pool for her, I told her I could do it, but with as late as it was in the season, I wasn't going to be able to make it there before it was going to freeze. There was a freeze coming. She knew this. But I told her, but when I go there to start the job, I can blow it out for you if you want. So when I went there, I did blow out the lines, and I did remove concrete around the steps to replace the steps. I don't know how a freezing line could cause structural damage to a swimming pool. That's if you.
Well, what the estimate from Crystal Pools is saying is because of that dirt that was removed and it froze, it allowed I guess the pool to shift, or there was no pressure put on it, so it basically cracked. What is that pool made out of anyhow, Leo? It looks like it's just basically a big piece of plastic.
Yeah, it's a final liner pool that has metal wall panels.
Got it. What were you initially going to do to the steps? It looks like it's one piece.
Yeah, the steps that we were going to replace them. Because they're all worn, and she said that there's a couple spots where patch that she thought was leaking.
Yeah.
So I was going to get a new set of steps to put in there. When I made the bid,
yeah, they said you quoted around $7,000, and then you basically got like $3,000 or $3,500 up front to start work, and then it's evident you started work there. I mean, we can see where you broke up the concrete and stuff around there. So what kind of happened in your brain from there? So you get out there, you get down into the steps, you break up the concrete. What happened?
Well, when I went to look up to get new steps, they cost more than there had been a drastic change in price due to the economy or whatever. I don't know if it's from shortages or whatever.
How much were they going to be? How much were the steps going to be?
Like $3,000, I think, for the steps, just to purchase just the parts.
Got it. So how much more off the original bid did you approach them with?
I told them that I had estimated in my estimate, I was expecting them to be around $800 to buy the steps.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, though, is after you found out or after you figured out that the steps cost a lot more than what you put in the original bid, did you go to them? Did you go to Rachel and say, hey, I can still do it, but it's going to be $3,000 more or $2,200 more?
I didn't give her an exact number more. I just let her know that it was going to end up being more.
And what did they say?
She was like, well, I just want you to do what you originally said you were going to do for this much, and she didn't want to put no more money in it. She was adamant about not wanting to put money in it.
Yeah. And then you also told me over the break that it froze before you got out there, right?
Yeah, we had already got the freeze before I got out there.
All right, hold on one sec. Let me just put you on hold because I promise you I don't want you guys yelling at each other. So you guys just heard what he had to say. First of all, I'm not sure, and Dimitri, anybody jump in here, I don't know, like, when you would be able to prove when it froze, when it didn't. And then the other thing is, if it froze before, I don't know a pool expert. I simply don't. If we were in Arizona, we'd have 50 of them, but we're not. But I just don't even know who to call. But basically, if I'm understanding right, Jill and Rachel, are you saying Crystal Pools basically said it froze after that dirt? How do they know when it froze? I guess that's a great question Leo brings up.
Well, he would have known it wasn't frozen because he looked at the equipment.
So you're saying if you look at... Well, I don't understand that, though. Jill, Rachel, hold on. Jill, you guys, we're having a conversation. You got to help me understand that. If you look at it right now, the outdoor equipment, are you saying, like, the PVC and the pipes are cracked, they're broke, it's evident it froze? If I looked at it right now, not knowing anything about pools, would I know it froze?
He never drained the pool, sir. He never drained full, and I also would like to point out he never pulled a permit to do any.
Well, I don't even know if you guys listen. I just want to get to the bottom of this. So, what I'm trying to figure out, if the pool wasn't winterized, and here's where I have. Do you know anything about pools for the life of me, Dimitri?
No, but
if I winterize my RV,
yes,
it's not going to freeze. My equipment, my water pump, it just isn't going to freeze. Or if I keep it above freezing in a garage or wherever, it's not going to freeze. I understand RVs. I know how to winterize. When it comes to a pool, when you winterize it, first of all, you have the equipment outside. You simply drain that and keep water in the pool. I don't know these answers.
Well, I don't know either, but I think...
I jumped in.
Oh, hang on just a second. You'll jump in a moment here, because Mark did bring up an interesting question a couple of minutes ago. He said, how do we know when the first freeze actually happened? That's very important for the purposes of this discussion, because Leo maintains that the freeze happened before he even approached the pool the very first time.
But
weather records are available.
I swear to God, I knew you were going to go there. But before you bring up the freezing point in the area, well, first of all, do we know what area?
No. Well, we haven't gotten that far. I was just answering your question. How do we know?
To pull up weather records.
Yeah, we pull up weather records.
With the exception, hold on, ladies. Really, I want to get to the bottom of this, and hopefully Leo is going to hang with us too. I mean, I'm getting honest answers, or it appears to be, and maybe there's possibly some insurance. And you looked up the thumbtack.
Right.
We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff going on. Hopefully, Leo, I really mean it. Hang on, man, and I appreciate you coming on. 303-713-8255. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, Mama, stop endlessly scrolling.
I'll give him a call right now, if that's fine.
I thought you were going to literally tell me. No. I knew you were going to say we'd be able to figure out, because she said October, and I started thinking we had one big snow, but that's not going to freeze a whole swimming pool. But I don't understand the outside equipment.
The outside equipment takes less weather to freeze than a ginormous pool. Right?
And then the other thing that's strange, did the pool actually up and running last year?
The first freeze.
How do we know it didn't even happen a year before?
You know what we could.
They said was October 18th into October 19th.
Hey, top of the hour. Axeman.
He came on October 30th. She signed the contract.
So can one of you, Axeman, can you get her to send over the Crystal Pool's estimate? Have her sign the estimate.
Mark, I might already have it.
Oh, we might have it. You're right. She sent us everything.
Okay. And on the matter of...
And then if you could email me just that, babe.
On the matter of how to winterize a pool, do you drain it or not? Perhaps we can call Bob's pool maintenance company.
He doesn't have a pool, though.
Bob doesn't have a pool?
He's looking at buying a pool.
Well, what do the other millionaires say when they come over to your house?
Where's your pool? Where's your pool?
There's an indoor and an outdoor pool.
What, no cabana?
I think part of the problem, too, is make sure that we know the timeline as to when he started work.
When Bob does get his pool, he'll even have a cabana boy running around, cleaning the pool.
I'll tell you, things still going to shift.
The one thing that makes me relax and disconnect is floating around in a pool.
Ladies,
like on my back.
Did you guys send over the
everything else just
estimate
disappeared? What Bob forgot to mention is his pool is like Scrooge McDuck's pool.
Somewhere?
That's made of all of those gold coins. And then he goes backsplashing and bloop.
Okay, let me look real quick.
That's why he's so relaxed.
I see screen recording, Leo Pool Spa Services.
I called the pool company out. This is last year. Said, this is what I want, just to,
I have the link here.
And I said, hey, babe, do you mind working with him on this so I don't have to worry about it, and whatever you decide, I'm good with. Because she has good taste and everything.
I see. I got it. Thank you. I got it. I found it. Hang on.
It went from a pool to a pool house with a guest bedroom and bathroom.
Oh, my goodness.
With landscaping. And the bill came out at almost $700,000.
Bob was like, I'm putting the brakes on.
Well, no, Bob's big complaint with that is actually, where's my grotto?
Can you imagine? $700,000.
$700,000? You don't get a grotto?
We looked at a home. It's more comfortable. It was like, you got to understand the area. It's expensive for the area, but it wasn't crazy. It's like 1.2. It had its own pool house and bathroom. Okay. But then it had another house for the pool that had a kitchen and a bedroom.
Yeah,
that's what she wants.
Yeah. So, but then listen to this. Then on the inside of the house, the main house, it's got an entirely separate room that is another house. So you got another full kitchen, 2 bedrooms, a living room, and a kitchen eating area. So you could have like your in-laws living in one wing of the house while you have the entire other wing and the other guest rooms. Then you still have a pool house that's detached with its own everything. Bathroom, kitchenette.
That's where Cato Kalin lives.
It would be where Cato Kalin lives. And then it had that other bathroom, which was really cool, right off the pool. It was nothing but a bathroom. But if you have someone living in the pool house, the people outside still have a bathroom to change and use.
God,
that's what you need.
That's not what.
But think about it. The whole house, and everything was 1.2, and it was on the water. The whole thing. You're talking 700,000 just for what you're talking about.
I think this is it.
That whole thing on
the
water.
whole thing.
Where was this? Louisiana?
1-2, yeah, Slidell. The whole thing.
No wonder you're looking down there.
Oh, It's unbelievable. Like Miami, that would be $7 million.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the same
in San Diego.
Forget about it.
38. Malibu would be 40 million.
Malibu, they wouldn't even have it.
The chintzy fiberglass.
No, it is crazy, man. We've looked at stuff down there. You're just like, geez. We got to the point last time. Suzanne goes, these are way too much home. They're just from the aspect of taking care of it. It's just massive. So we finally got to the point we really loved one, but we're going to wait till after the wedding to pull the trigger on it. But it's still got a beautiful upstairs and everything else. For guest rooms and stuff, but you would never go up there unless guests were there. And everything else is first floor, and it has another first floor master suite.
I think Adam found a pool expert. If you want him on the horn.
Hell yeah, I do. Hell yeah, I do. I want to show Bob that one house we were looking at.
Adam, I don't know if he's expecting our call, so be sure he knows he's on the air and all that.
Yeah, I'll double check with him.
Look up.
That's the only rule I care about. People that you call out. Make sure you tell they go on the air.
I think I've done it once, and it didn't turn out to be a huge deal because she didn't care. But there was one time I did not say it. Maybe more than that. But.
Tom tries to skirt that rule. He's like, I'm calling the bad guys. They're already breaking.
What happened with Kelly? Or is it none of my business?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't mind telling you.
iHeart.
Okay, and then
we parted ways.
If you're not notified that you're going on the air.
Remember Matthew?
Wow. That's big problems.
He worked for you about a year. Put him through
bet on
HVAC school.
Our family.
He decided he wanted to answer
throw rules back in your face when you break them.
God, very similar.
Okay, we're about a minute out, right?
Oh, Mark Szymanski would know pool experts.
Why?
Because he works in construction and remodeling. So he needs a sub.
Maybe.
Control C. Control V.
Okay, look up this address.
Okay, shoot.
1113 Lakeshore Boulevard. I almost
Slidell.
Yeah, 1113. Just go to the Zillow listing. This one we got real serious about. This is not even a month ago.
What's the company she hired after Leo?
Beautiful. Yeah,
Was it Lee or something or other?
I thought that was touchscreen. Just go to the pictures. Click on that big picture.
This guy's name was.
And then this one's got.
He said something.
Scroll down. This one is got.
Is this your
so it's got a small beach. It's got a brand new double boat dock.
Yeah,
so
this is the guy called in saying I have a pool.
And then look at the palm trees around the pool. Hot tub, exactly what we're talking about.
That is amazing.
All beautiful and new. And then the lots, the two next door, they're not for sale, but they're not planning on building. So, I mean, I could possibly buy them, but there's nothing there now. Go down to the boat dock. Well, you can, yeah. Look, it's gorgeous. You got to gut it, the furniture. There's the back. The kitchen in the back is absolutely just gorgeous.
That's amazing.
We spent a lot of time in this house.
Ryan Schuling Live.
That producer here, Ryan Schuling, he does a great show.
Morning 6 to 10.
I got to tell you guys, I love you both.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Yeah. Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions. We're here to make your life a little bit better. If you need some help, that's what this show's about. We got one line open, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. I do want to tell you about Water Pros. Paul the Waterman, we bought a water system from him years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago. It is so low maintenance and works so well, I can't even tell you how great it is. You know, he's actually a master plumber as well, but all they do is water systems. Check this out. For less than $5,000, it's like $4,600. You get a full house cleaning machine, I call it, that basically gets rid of the chlorine, gets rid of all those microplastics, and softens the water for under $5,600. The competitors can be $10,000, $12,000 all day long. You're going to love them. That's what they specialize in. That's what they do, is water systems and water systems only. Check them out at waterpros.net. You got to call them. They'll come out, do a free water test, talk to you. Waterpros.net. Now, we've got to get back to the phones. And basically what's happening here is Rachel hired someone on Thumbtack. She saw an advertisement that basically said they knew how to fix pools, and they had this person out. His name is Leo, and we got Leo up too. But basically, Leo came out and he was going to fix some steps. He gets some money down. He gets like 50% down. The whole job was going to be under $8,000. And I think $3,800 is what they paid to begin with. And I'm bringing them up. If I say something wrong, please, Jill, let me know. But somewhere around there, $3,800 down. He went out and he rented a jackhammer. He's got to go around the pool deck. He was going to fix the steps. And he started excavating the dirt and getting it ready to get in and fix the steps. He got that excavation part done, and then he went to order the steps, and the steps were a lot more than what he thought they were going to be. First of all, did he approach you guys, Jill, Rachel, and tell you, hey, these steps have gone up in price, are going to cost more?
Hi, I'm Rachel.
Hey, Rachel.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Was that actually a conversation with him? Did he come to you and say it's going to be more and you declined to continue?
Actually, what happened was Leo and I actually had communication with each other.
I'm sorry. Say that part again.
Leo and I had communication with each other a lot through text messaging.
Got it.
And the first text message that he sent to me, he apologized to me because the stairs were on back order that he ordered.
Got it.
Okay, the stairs that followed by, well, I actually didn't order the stairs. Come to find out that they were much more than I quoted you for.
Okay. So I get that. So he did approach you and say the steps are a lot more. If I recall, Leo said that he thought they were going to be $800, and when they did come into stock, they were like $3,000. All I'm asking, I'm not saying right or wrong, indifferent, or anything else. I'm asking, is that factual?
He said the stairs, in the original thing, he said he had already ordered the stairs.
Okay. So he said he ordered them, but they were back ordered. That's what I understood.
Yeah, he never ordered stairs.
Okay.
Never ever ordered
stairs.
He never.
Okay, Rachel, I'm asking.
I'm so sorry.
Go ahead, sir. Rachel, just listen to this question I'm asking. At some point, did he come to you and say the steps aren't $800, they're going to be $3,000, or something along that?
It's something along that line.
Okay, now, when that happened, is that when you said, I realize you probably said, no, I want you to stick to the original bid, but, he's not going to pay more for the steps than what he thought they were going to be. So is that where he basically just quit coming to the job because it was done and over, as far as you were kind of both concerned at that point?
No, actually.
Okay.
I did not. We kept in communication with each other.
Okay. And what was the plan from there? What was the plan?
So the plan was, I asked him for the change order.
Yeah.
And because he came up with a different idea.
Okay.
And we were texting back and forth, and I said, I think we need to make a phone call because sometimes text, I felt, can get mixed.
Yeah, that's fine. So what happened? Did you have a phone call?
Yes, we did. We had a phone call.
And what transpired in the phone call?
And in the phone call, when we spoke to each other, I told him, I really do think at the end of the day that you and I are on the same page if I want my pool back in its original.
Yeah, but he dug up, Rachel, he concreted up all the concrete, or he broke up all the concrete. I mean, how would you can't put that back together.
No. So what happened is, what kept happening with Leo is he would just not communicate with me.
Well, he's on the air now. I mean, the guy came on and he's giving his side, so I definitely want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but keep going from there. So what happened after this phone call where you thought you were both on the same page? What was that same page? He was going to come out and try to repair those steps instead of replace them, or what was that plan?
That was our last conversation we had for a very long time, but yes, that was the original.
Okay, and then you just didn't hear from him anymore? Was this because of the time of year? Now it's winter and he's got to wait, or why was that?
No, it was 70-some degrees when it was happening.
Okay, and then basically after a while, you just called him?
Well, I called, I left messages, and then he wouldn't return my text for quite a long time, and then he would text and say, okay, sorry, I was on vacation.
Now let me, I want to go to this next thing. I looked at Crystal's estimate, and it does look like freezing is most of this. Some of it's not related to freezing, but basically it is. A lot of this is because it wasn't winterized. Now, here's the biggest part of this. How do we know a couple things? One, how do we know it didn't freeze prior to Leo even being in the picture? How do we know it didn't freeze a year before? Was the pool in operation the year before?
Yes, the year before that, but the year to hire him, it wasn't. That summer, I did not open my pool that summer, and I had water in it and everything, and I do have pictures to prove that. I didn't open my pool that summer.
If he didn't come out, I guess that's a big part of where I'm going with Leo. I'm trying to ask you questions that if I was a judge hearing two sides, the questions I would ask, then come to something. I don't know why it's Leo's fault it froze, because he's saying, and literally, and let me put you on hold, but Leo, I know you're listening here, and I brought you up and I put them on hold, but you're basically saying it froze beforehand, that you had nothing to do. You came out, you blew it out, but it didn't matter because you're saying the damage was already done prior to you even arriving. Is that correct?
Yeah, she told me before. She said, because she didn't use it the year before, she said, I don't even know if it got winterized properly, because she said her husband had just passed away.
Okay.
And he was the one that usually did it. So she said that he had started to winterize it, but they hadn't winterized it all the way. And I told her, well, I could blow the lines out and do what I can for it, but I told her, but I can't guarantee that...
I got you. Hold on. And that's when you first showed up, you blew it out. But hold on. So now I'm going back to what he just said, Jill and Rachel. So how do you know it didn't freeze even the year before, or even before October 30th, when I believe this went down, or at least when the contractor, the agreement was signed? How do we know it? How do we know it wasn't frozen?
So, Tom, this is Della, and I am Rachel's live-in partial caregiver, and I and my husband, who is a general contractor in the state of Washington, came and covered the pool with a tarp in April.
Okay.
We came back to check on the pool in August. It hadn't been used, but everything was functioning properly. Before she hired Leo in October, in fact, it was October 15th when we came back to the Denver area. We came back here to the house. That's when I moved in. And I made sure the cover was still on the pool. All things were functioning. It was doing a little bit of leaking, but there had been no freeze. The pool was still covered. All things were functioning. She hired him. He digs out the concrete. In the meantime, in order to blow out the lines, he pulled the cover partially off the pool. He had to drain the pool some in order to blow out the lines.
Yeah.
And then he left the concrete out of the pool. He left an exposed area on the back end of the stairs. The liner started to slip into the pool, and then it did freeze after he left. Maybe at the end of November, it had one frozen day.
Okay, but real quick, I'm reading, if this is helpful, from weather.gov. The first freeze last year in Denver, Aurora was October 18th.
Okay, but the pool was still covered at that point and not exposed to the elements.
And here's where I'm totally naive. I don't know. Okay, so you're telling me to winterize a pool. Here's what I'm hearing from you, Della. To winterize a pool, ready? You put a cover on it. I find that not correct, and I don't even know the answer.
You don't have to cover the pool. We had it covered so that it wasn't exposed to the elements. It has a cover.
So when you cover it, you don't expose it to freezing?
Untrue. I'm actually familiar with winterizing.
And who's this?
What you have to do is you have to blow out the line.
Okay.
And you have to put on. Then after you blow out the line, you put cap or plugs on them.
Okay.
One of the things I did ask Leo, because I noticed.
Who is this? Who am I talking to now?
Rachel, the pool owner.
So Rachel, hold on though. If the first freeze, this isn't a gotcha question. If the first freeze was on the 18th, and you guys didn't sign the agreement with Leo until the 29th or whatever the end of the month, and forget even about the year before, because that's a whole other question. But if he didn't blow it out until the end of the month, how do we know all that freezing damage didn't happen prior to him showing up? That's what I'm trying to understand.
That freezing damage, I am not sure what you're talking about, because my pool lines, Leo, me, everybody, I do not have frozen lines.
So the damage,
I have water in my lines that should have been blown out, and as a pool.
I agree. I agree. They should have been blown out, but they weren't.
So
and we
water in the line.
Okay, hold on. I got to take this break. Hold on a second, though. I think we're getting somewhere. Hold on. Am I missing something?
No, we failed to zero in on actual points of disagreement. It would be nice to get a short list of actual points of disagreement.
We have it.
Well, one of them was...
Hold on. So the vinyl, listen to this. Poor winterization is a very plausible cause for all the damage listed by Crystal Clear Pools. The vinyl liner separated from the bead track, the skimmer cracked in 3 places, the pump and filter are non-functioning.
Mark?
Frank Duran, the real estate man. You know what I love about Frank? Oh, money. What do I mean by that? When he sold our house in Castle Rock, he got us more for our model than anybody else. Any other homes for sale, same model, same everything. He had over 90,000 people. Yeah, I mean it. 90,000 people do a virtual walkthrough. He had this thing called the Matterhorn. It's like a 3D walkthrough. This going back 10 years. The technology is way better now. But 90,000 people people walked through it that weekend. You know, Monday morning he called us, said, Mark, we got 10 bona fide offers. Some of them absolutely zero contingencies. Let's start going through them. Then he started a bidding war between the 10 good offers. He got me once again more for that house, that model, in that neighborhood than any other one was selling for. You're going to absolutely love dealing with Frank. And if you're looking for a new house, he negotiated our new house in Franktown down $100,000. Yeah, FrankDuranHomes.com. I promise you're going to love him. In fact, last thing, Frank Duran sells more homes in 1 month than most realtors sell in a year. I thought you fixed this once and for all, Dimitri.
I did. That's a totally different mode of failure.
I did notice you guys got new headphones.
Yeah.
These are very nice.
She did not open the pool,
says that, Bob.
I believe the year before.
Everybody's like, these are nice. Mine are mine, but those, yeah, like
These are wonderful.
I got
Compared to
new
what we had
headphones
before?
for all the stations here. Everybody, even Tom,
Absolutely.
who has $1 million.
We don't know. The whole thing is we don't know when it froze.
It could have frozen in 24.
Well, for that matter, it could have frozen 23.
If you read Crystal's report, a lot of that stuff was in bad condition anyway. So I don't know if it was a result of Leo, but it sounded like things were kind of messed up leading up to Leo getting in there.
Oh, listen to this
He
right
certainly
here.
didn't help.
Look under the fiber. So remember, the whole thing started with the fiberglass step, right? Yeah. So in Crystal's report, fiberglass step, $7,500 to repair or replace. Ice expansion under or around the step can crack the fiberglass. Yep. And the whole reason she got this estimate from the guy in the first place is for that. Yeah. So it must have already froze. Would you agree with that logic, or it's a possibility?
I just
definitely a possibility.
Document just as you were talking about it, so I don't know.
That would make sense, though.
Hey, Axe, did you see we adjusted our out of town dates?
Yeah, I saw that email.
Yeah, this guy, I mean, really, Leo's going, and I'll tell you why he's not calling back. They sent him a $58,000 bill. That's why he's not calling back. He's like, I don't even know where to begin with this. Is he handling it? What he should have said is, you're crazy. I'm not paying for this. Right. I'm not doing it.
Take me to court.
Take me to court. I mean, what do you want me to do?
Although it sounds like Leo has some things to learn about business too.
Oh, easily. I'm sure he's a one-man show.
You don't quote a price without knowing what your supplies cost.
Yeah. And say you ordered something and you didn't.
Well, pre-COVID, they were $800. Now they're $3,000. Yeah.
Although he could have ordered it and then it got back ordered. That's possible. But who knows? What's the worst you ever had phone call?
But even if it's back order, they wouldn't raise the price from $800 to $3,000.
No, you're right. Absolutely wouldn't. I think what happened was he thought he could repair it. He got down to it and there was no repairing it. But I still don't think all the damage done had anything to do with him.
Doesn't sound like it.
Not all of it.
Especially based off what you just said, that's the reason he was hired, because
What was the worst you've ever had where, like, you guys, say you did screw up on something, but then they hit you with, like, they want a new house. Has that ever happened? I mean, like, what was the worst?
Basically a new house.
A new house? They said you burned the place down.
$500,000 worth of damage.
Oh, my God. Did you end up in court or it just went away? Or
oh, good God. They're insane.
Yeah, we ended up settling.
Okay.
Went to arbitration. Went to arbitration.
Got it. We had one. I basically owed her an engine. No matter what, we owed her an engine. Oil out. We forgot to put oil in it. Engine seized. Cut and dry. I turned it over to my insurance garage keepers. And they handle it. I mean, that's what I have the insurance for. And it was a fairly new car. But then all of a sudden she wanted, it was ridiculous. She wanted oil changes free for life for the inconvenience. She wanted a new set of tires. I mean, all of a sudden it became something that was absolutely insane. It was insane. And she was dead serious. I mean, she really thought she should get all that. And I basically said, you got to deal with my insurance company. I'm done. I turned it over. If you're not happy with that, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. the one thing, and this is, so like carpet, let's say we messed up carpet that's 10 years old, right? So the insurance company will pay, they're not going to pay for brand new carpet, they'll pay for diminished value.
Of course.
Right? We will always, Plumline will always cover that extra cost.
For the new car.
For the new carpet.
Yeah.
Because we figured, it's not like a 2015 car where you can go out and...
Trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
All right, 303-713-8255. So I've probably got more questions than answers right now. But Jill, Rachel, everybody has got to do with this. I just want to, I want to focus on one thing. Most of this damage, if I looked at Crystal's estimate on this pool, and to recap real quick, you hired Leo to repair some steps in the pool. He came out somewhere around October 30th of last year and basically blew the lines out. He told you he'd blow the lines out, and then he broke up all the concrete and started getting to the steps. Found out the steps either couldn't be repaired or need to be replaced, whatever it happens to be, and it was going to cost substantially more money. So basically, that's kind of where the contact kind of stopped. But in the meantime, you figured out sometime between then and now, there's all kinds of damage. Crystal Pools came out. They gave you an estimate for about $56,000, and you're basically saying Leo, he created the $56,000. One thing interesting. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, if it helps any, to understand a little bit more, Crystal Pools and Spas is the very last person to come out. I made sure to have multiple companies out.
Yeah.
The first company that came out was Metro Pools and Spas. And they came out and said, you did not have your pool winterized.
I know. Okay, hold on. We don't need to go down there. I just want to read.
Okay. I just want to know. He did not. No, he did not. He did not.
He didn't. You're saying Leo didn't winterize it. Leo's saying he blew the lines out, but you're saying he didn't winterize it, right?
And the reason why you can tell that immediately is because there was water in our line.
Yeah.
Still, and that is a tell that.
How do we know? I keep going back to this. You called them because of the fiberglass. The fiberglass steps were in bad condition, right? Cracked. Is that correct?
Correct. A fiberglass step?
Yeah, the steps.
He's actually multiple. I hired him for three things. I hired him for the fiberglass step.
Okay, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Crystal is basically saying that the ice expansion could have caused that problem that you actually called him for, right?
Crystal Pools and Spas said to the fact with the line not being blown out, Please focus on what I'm saying. You hired. It's not a gotcha. It's just truth facting here. Truth facting. I like that. So you hired Leo because there was a problem with the steps, cracks in the steps, right?
Yes. Correct.
That could have been caused by freezing. So that damage could have happened prior due to freezing before you even met Leo.
No.
No?
Not at all.
Then what caused the damage in the steps? Because Crystal thinks it's because of freezing.
Aging steps.
Aging steps.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, steps get aged.
Ladies, all I keep coming back to is, look, I don't know how we possibly blame Leo for freezing if, first of all, you didn't use the pool the year before, and it actually froze due to Suzanne looking up weather reports.
October 18th or 19th.
Before Leo even showed up. I don't know how you would pin it on him is what I'm trying to figure out. How would you pin it on him? What proof is there to pin it on Leo? Because Leo is saying it froze before I came out. So how do we possibly know who's right or wrong?
Well, one of the great things that happened was that Leo came out, and we had the pool covered, okay? him and I retracted the liner. It was not frozen. We cut the bags open that were full of water.
I get
no ice. No ice.
I get the pool. I get the pool itself wasn't frozen or whatever. I don't even know how long it takes and at what temperature to freeze a in-ground pool. I mean, I figure it's got to be pretty damn cold for a long time.
Well, I mean, isn't it like sprinkler lines, Mark?
That's right. But the outside stuff, the lines and stuff, is where all the damage is going to happen.
Right.
I guess if we lived in Antarctica and you wanted to have a cold plunge, you might have a problem. But other than that, I mean, the reality is it's all the lines and stuff that break. And once again, ladies, with all respect, Leo is saying all that damage happened before he was involved. And I'm asking you guys. And then I look at the crystal pool stuff. And the crystal pool stuff is saying probably the reason was ice expansion under or around the steps is why the steps broke in the first place, which is why you were calling Leo to come out and fix them.
We have two other contractors who said there was water in the lines after Leo is saying he blew out the lines.
What does that matter? What does it matter if the damage was already there?
It wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't.
I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry. In fact, I got Leo back
water
up.
being in the lines now after Leo was there because they were supposed to have gotten it blown out in 2024 when they didn't even use it for the entire 2025.
That's what I'm wondering.
The damage could have happened a year ago. It could have happened 2 weeks ago. It could have happened at any time. I don't know why. Leo, I really want to ask you. I'm going to kind of pin it to you like I was them. How do we know you didn't cause the damage?
I mean, it had frozen before there. She said she wasn't sure if it was good because it hadn't been winterized properly the year before. And
I don't think Leo, a business owner that agreed to come on the air, is going to simply. I want to ask them that real quick, though. Did you actually tell Leo it wasn't winterized the year before, Rachel?
No, it wasn't winterized the year my husband died.
Okay, so I mean, that goes either way, but it still comes back to I don't know how you prove a negative here. But Leo, keep going on what you were going to say. So she told you that, and let me ask you this: what do you think? The reason they called you out was a crack in the steps, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're cracks. They actually have tape. They have that Flex Seal tape is patched over a couple spots on the corners of the steps. That part of the steps that's damaged, where she said she thought the leaks were from, is not even in the water. First of all, the water's lower than where that is, so the water's not nowhere near there, so it couldn't have been no ice expansion damaging the steps there.
Okay.
And you don't drain all the water out of a pool during the winter, especially vinyl liner, because that water actually gives the pool structure. Without that water in there, the pool can cave in.
Yeah.
If you're ready to do the work, you don't want to drain it until it's time.
And Crystal's report does say the water was below the steps because there was an issue with the skimmer, so he addressed that.
So how does expanding ice break the steps when the water's below the steps?
That I don't know, but I was actually thinking a little differently, Leo. I was thinking the reason they called you was to repair cracks that were most likely due to freezing. So therefore, it froze before you even showed up, but you just threw that out.
Yeah, no, the cracks and stuff on the steps, it was from aging steps. They were getting old. And hey,
Bob Logan, you've listened to all this. Honest to God, I just want, it's not even a point of who you believe. I mean, they're saying he did it. I'm saying, how would you ever prove that in a court of law?
I think that's the challenge. There's, I'm not taking sides here because I don't know who to believe, or there's no way to know when the freezing happened. So I think the best thing is go to court over it and let a judge decide. Because
I don't know what else you do. I have no idea what else you do.
It's not a cut and dry, obvious answer from what I've heard.
Dimitri, what do you think?
I think Bob just summarized my thoughts perfectly.
Let a judge.
Well, this freezing damage could have happened any time before Leo even showed up in the job. It could have been the year or two before, right? Because didn't they just say they did not winterize the pool?
Yes.
In previous years. So what are they arguing about? How can they be so sure it was caused by Leo's
or
failure
even
to
2
winterize.
weeks before the first freezing.
Right, but
can I add something to this?
Yeah,
Or no?
yeah, Leo, please.
Then, so when I got there and I did blow the lines out, there was water in the lines, which indicated that they hadn't been blown out properly. But he's saying he had 2 other contractors out there before Crystal Pools, and all of them said that there were water in the lines. So the only way you're going to see there's water in the lines is by blowing them out. Once you blow it out, then there's not going to be any water lines for the next guy. So how do all 3 of them keep getting water in the lines if they're all blowing it out to check for water in the lines?
I have no idea.
Point. Good observation.
That's kind of like a gotcha. I mean,
yeah, the water is somehow getting into the lines after being blown out.
What do you think, Dragon?
I'm still going back at the very beginning. The word is she did not get it blown out several seasons ago. So that's where the problem started. It could have frozen anywhere between the year 2024 till the day before Leo got there.
I agree with Dragon.
I do too, but I don't. But they're convinced that it's all because of what Leo did. But even if it was, I have no idea how you would prove that because there was too many things leading up to it.
I see no way to pin this on Leo.
And the burden of proof is on the homeowner, right? So unfortunately, I don't think there's any way to prove it.
I don't think there is, and that's it. Hey, first of all, Leo, I do appreciate you coming on. I mean, I do, man. I'm not saying you did everything perfect. I am going to give you a little bit of criticism, but it's nothing really to do with this call. But when you bid something, initially, if let's say the whole job went like it was supposed to, when you bid something for $7,800, you should do it for the $7,800 if at all possible.
I agree.
I'd say I can't even. I mean, that's it.
We have all the text messages. That's why I apologize to him and said, I'm sorry, but it's going to cost more. And I'm a small business. I didn't have the money to cover that much more. You know what I mean?
I got you, man. I mean, but that's something you just.
I would have ate that loss and accepted my mistake. But I didn't. There was nothing. So I looked up an alternative. I could resurface.
Let me ask you this: do you have insurance?
Yeah.
I wonder if you turn this over to your insurance, what would happen? Did you attempt to turn it over?
Well, why would he when he has
the fault? Why would he admit to fault if he's not?
I know.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, that would up his insurance by $1 million.
I gave her the option. I found a kit that's supposed to reglaze the fiberglass steps.
Yeah.
To where it'll refinish them and make them good again, and then it'll patch the leaks. I told her. I could do that.
I got it. Leo, once again, I do appreciate you coming on and giving that side. I got a break, though. I'm getting yelled at by Dragon. He just threw a clock at me or something.
I understand now why she got $2,500 back from them, but not the $100,000.
I'm done with both of them. I don't know what else to do.
I was about to say,
hey,
I don't want to say anything because I don't.
Thank you so much for coming on.
But if she has a caretaker, how much is she going to be using a pool anyway?
Give you a bad name or anything.
Fill the thing in with dirt. Call it a day.
See what actually
be a lot cheaper.
There's 2 sides.
Yeah, someone who has a caretaker cannot maintain a pool anyway.
They have no case
on you.
Just the fact they admitted they didn't winterize 1 year. I mean, the whole thing's out.
However many years prior, so.
And I still, according to Crystal, the damage on the steps was caused by freeze. But Leo kind of stepped on himself there.
But no, don't worry. It ended up working in somewhat your favor, pretty much in your favor, actually. But yeah,
that's where we all are.
I mean, yeah, we're all on your side, but we appreciate you for coming.
And if they're not happy, it doesn't matter because they think I'm Tom, so they can yell about Tom.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Tell them to call when Mark's in. XL Roofing. I'll tell you something about these guys. They have been in the roofing business for many, 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 many years. Colorado Springs, Denver Metro. They were so great. I got 2 roofs by these guys. The one we have now is a hail-proof roof. Yeah, it costs a little more, but guess what? I can go to a high deductible and save money on my premiums because I can move to that high deductible. If my neighbors need a new roof, I'm not going to need one. Then, of course, insurance claims in general, when the hail hits, and this is Colorado, it will hit. You call up Excel. They're going to send out their team and make sure you have damage. Because if you don't want to call your insurance company. That's going to end up on your clue report, and I promise you that's not good. These guys also do all the gutters, everything. All their salespeople are in-house. They're not door knockers. One of the largest roofing companies in the state. I love these guys. Jay and Henry, they're the guys. Here's the bottom line. Go to xlroofing.com for all your roofing needs. They can even clean your gutters for an extraordinary low price. xlroofing.com. I don't think I had to. The only person I haven't used today I talked about was O'Brien. I have, if I needed a real estate attorney, I'd call him. And I'm going to kind of just finish up with you, Bob. Use them for what?
We could have used them for that lease, but neither here nor there.
No, I mean a commercial where I haven't actually hired somebody.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Gotcha.
Man, my credit score just bounces between 846 and 849. I can't get it to that 850 mark.
It's probably impossible.
It never stabilizes. They all move around.
Mine will go between 812 and 829, just depending on if I pay the credit cards off right before the report hits.
You know what I noticed with our Amex iHeart payments and stuff? It brings my score down to almost 800 when I have, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's 70, 80 grand out there.
In our family with the kids, I mean, it's like an honor to have the highest credit score, which has been me for a long time, Bob.
Our kids are both over 820.
So now I don't think I do anymore. Let's not tell the kids.
Jackie goes in every week and looks at the balance and pays it off every week.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
I go every 2 weeks and zero everything out.
Yeah, our big ones, though, like if we drop, 50, 60 grand with iHeart in a few weeks, I'll wait for that term to kick because I need to collect my money.
Sure.
But those are all corporate cards, but you're right, they all still hit your...
associated with your Social Security number.
Yep.
See, what I found is different lenders report to the agencies on different days.
Just to give you a heads up, Dragon, I'm going to talk to Bob to right around 50.
It might be on the 5th of the month.
Right.
And you have a big balance because she hasn't paid it off yet, and that's going to be the day after tomorrow. So that's what happened.
If they call back, I'll get them.
Before war.
Oh.
All right, hey, real quick.
This is
real
title
quick. I'm sorry.
commitment,
It's an open line. I gotta let you go. Okay.
Hey, speaking of titles, is title theft a real
Can I get a
thing?
first name?
Not really.
I mean, people advertise all the time that they'll protect you from title theft.
Not really. Most counties will notify you.
Hey, sir, I'm sorry.
Not
this
really.
Isn't your fault.
It's a hell of a good idea, though. Whoever came up with that business.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I have no idea what this is, but it would have nothing to do.
She wanted to keep going. It's all Leo's fault.
She started going forward in the story, and then we circled back.
We don't need to go forward. We don't know what everything.
Welcome, Axe.
Look at this fake email.
It's not his first day. He's been with us for
first Look, so
it's a
title,
new thing every day. You learn something new.
What the fuck? First American title. Your documents. Then I go to here.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I was about to give you a
facecureservice.lovable.app.
Yeah, I get those all the time.
You're awesome. Okay, and yeah, of course. I'm just going to put you in queue real quick. Okay. We're on a small break, but when we come back, you can ask that question to Mark. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I got a really good one from Capital One this morning.
It all boils down to you didn't get it winterized the previous
M.
Yeah, I mean,
so who's to say that it quite possibly may have frozen sometime between 2024.
In fact, you actually
my favorite part
wired them money.
Ladies, I got to let you go. This is an open line. Kept going.
There's Plumline.
That's why I just had it.
You got any specials, Bob?
Yep.
You're going to get that stuck in my head today.
Maybe you can.
I've grown up hearing that from the radio.
It's allergy season.
Good.
With everything in bloom.
Oh, now I get to hear it at work.
Yep.
I'm sure it doesn't get tiring for you.
No.
Keep your retirement money safe at mymoneymyway.com. All right, 303-713-8255. I'd love to know your thoughts on how I handled that call. I just simply can't. I would love to help these women out and get them a check for $58,000, but I just don't know how they get there. I don't know how you connect the dots unless they got more than that. But I mean, that's basically it. Bob Logan, Plumline Services. I haven't got to talk to you a ton today. Any specials? I know you guys, heating, electric, cooling. The drain cleaning you can't beat. $93 or it's free. I've personally used it. But what else is going on?
The best thing to do is go to our website, plumlineservices.com. We got some specials in all of our trades right now. We do have our free furnace offer running right now because we're in the middle of seasons. Yep. Even though we didn't have a winter, we're in the middle of the seasons, and you can still get some great credits and rebates up to $9,000 on a system, which is insane to me. But between federal and state rebates and credits, you can get up to $9,000 off, depending on the system.
How does that work? How does a rebate, is that through Excel? What is that?
Part of it's through Excel, and then there's a federal rebate as well. So,
is it a tax credit, or you guys get paid
credit,
by the entity?
Tax credit on the federal side.
$9,000.
But that's not all on the federal. That's a combination of rebates and credits. So, again, the best thing to do is go to the website or have one of our experts come out, give you a quote on some systems, and they can talk about the rebates at that point.
Would you agree this is the best time for someone to buy a furnace, or the worst time, just after the season?
It's the best time, but here's the thing. Plumline's in a unique situation, too. As you know, January 1, Colorado went to the low NOx laws, which increased prices 30 to 40% in some cases. And
so if it was 10 grand before, you're telling me it's going to be 13,000 plus.
Yeah. And you research it on Google, and they say it could be as high as 200%, depending on what the models are.
Oh, my God.
But here's the thing. We bought a bunch of inventory of the older models prior to January 1st that we have an inventory that we're starting to sell through right now. Colorado law says you can't buy them now as a supplier, but if you have them in inventory, you can sell them. So the newer models are going to cost you more. They don't operate any differently. They don't operate any more efficiently or anything like that. So we can get you December 31st model for that lower cost.
That's incredible.
And I don't know of any other dealer in Colorado right now that has inventoried that made that, because it costs a lot of money to bring in inventory and let it sit there.
Yeah, it's out of pocket instantly.
So we were letting all the suppliers work through their inventory first, and now they're at that point where they've worked through their inventory, and we're going to be the only ones with this. So you can save quite a bit of money by getting last year's model. Again, they're just as good. I put them in my house. They're just as good. The only difference with the new models is the low NOx. It's not performance.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Who knows what these low NOx models are?
Well, I can tell you this: shower heads, when they went to low flow, suck.
Well, yeah,
they suck.
Shower heads, toilets, everything else.
Everything. Dishwashers. How's a dishwasher made in 1980 work better than one made this year?
Washing machines.
It's crazy.
I understand the reason behind all these laws and regulations, but they don't think of the long-term effects. So
Plumline, we were talking during the break too. By the way, plumlineservices.com. He said go to the website. You should do it. They got great deals right now. And I'm going to kind of answer my own question. Now is the best time to buy a furnace. Granted, for what you just said, because next year, if you wait, it could be double because of the new NOx rules. But even then, these guys right now, they'll wheel and deal. I mean, think about it, because the bottom line is the season's over. You most likely aren't going to sell many services or many furnaces till next year.
Yeah, April and May are typically two of our slowest months of the year because nobody's using the furnace and air conditioning system. So the manufacturers work with us, and that is when.
And if people sign up, listen to this. If people sign up for your VIP program, listen to this, guys. This is incredible. Once a year, they're going to come out and clean your furnace. They're going to inspect it, clean it, kind of like a tune-up. Once a year, they're going to do the same to that condenser, the air conditioning system. And on top of that, what they're doing now, anytime you need drain cleaning, if your drain is all backed up, they'll come out and you'll clean the drain as all part of that service now.
That's correct, at no charge.
No charge.
Now, in addition to that, you get priority service. We waive our dispatch
So example,
fees.
on a super cold night, first cold snap or first very 100-degree day, they get priority.
That's right. You move to the front of the list, so we get out quicker. We get to your house quicker than if you're not a VIP member. So it's a tremendous value, and it's all on our website. It explains the whole program.
It's great.
As low as $16.50 a month. It's hard to beat.
No, you can't. Just the 3 things you get each year, well, not even including the drain cleaning. And we didn't even talk about the electrical inspections and stuff like that. In the priority service, $16 a month seems ridiculous.
And discounts on all of our services.
All of it.
You get exclusive specials for VIPs that we don't advertise to anybody else. So it's a tremendous value.
It's a win-win. I mean, people, you got to check it out. Go to plumlineservices.com, largest basically home services company in the state. Great guys. I've personally used them. That 93 are free. I talked about it first hour. I couldn't believe it. You guys came out, $93, cleared that drain, said thank you. They were great guys. In fact, I felt so bad because it was only $93. I tipped your guys very well. But to me, that's just
Mark,
incredible.
we don't accept tips. Don't say that.
Did I force a tip?
I took it. I took the tip, Bob.
Sorry, Charlie. All right, listen, 303 Martino. We'll be right back.
Great. Now I got to fire Noah.
Mark, he's good.
I'm trying. I gave him a pizza. I gave him a beer.
A couple shots.
Big joint.
We
A few gummies.
We rolled a joint and had a shot of whiskey. And then I gave him a 20.
Shotguns in the backyard out of your moving van.
No. Some people are insistent. If they're insistent, I say, go ahead and take it. But
Well, what are you going to do if someone is like, I'm going to be pissed if you don't take it?
I mean, yeah, they're supposed to say, you know what, I appreciate it. I love my job. I'm here to take care of you.
Yeah, but we've all pressured people into taking tips.
But we also don't want people saying, if I did a good job.
All right, folks, listen to this. John Clacy works for CMG Financial. If you need a home loan, and I mean any kind of home loan, cash out, pay off high credit card debt, or maybe they're all in one loan. That's what Suzanne and I have. We have a 30-year line of credit on the equity in our house. I can just write a check. It's like having cash. You don't have to refinance in order to get that cash. It's available to you forever. You can pay it up, pay it down. The interest rate's low. You're going to love these guys. Or a new purchase. Our son Miles just used John not even 5 months ago. Bought a brand new house, first-time home buyer. And by the way, they have great things going on for first-time home buyers. But on top of that, he went from application to the closing table in 28 days because everything's in-house. John's partners there all work together. In other words, the underwriter works for CMG. You're dealing with the people. You're dealing with the bank. You're going to love them. Great rates, low fees, all different kinds of home equity loans, and all kinds of purchase options. You got to call John. Call him direct. He's one of the big guys. And by the way, they can loan in every single state. 303-577-7206 or go to partnerinlending.com.
Are we going to be out of time?
I asked him.
Yep, show's over.
Ask him if I even got 20 seconds.
So, Axe, we'll close out the video when you get a minute.
Hey, Dan, is it okay if I call you back Monday? We ran out of time.
It was good seeing you, Bob.
Tuesday?
Yeah, I haven't seen you.
Okay,
for a
thank
while.
It's been months, actually, I think.
Probably more than months. Because Tom's been a home studio for, think about it, since COVID.
Well, Bob's been in here a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. He was in Thursday, Friday. I'm trying to get him back in here, but it's not working out. Oh, do you want a Q-tip?
Axe, nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you, too.
I'm good. I already used that one on the floor. Put it back. Put it back where it was.
All right, Bob. Nice to see you again, man.
Good seeing y'all.
I'll wait to hear.
See you, Bob. Have a
wait
good
to hear
week.
about your travel plan changes.
Oh, you're going to try Meat Fest.
Yeah, he's going to reschedule Meat Fest, so just look for those dates.
To Bob's house.
Oh, yeah. Where are you going? Your house sitting and throw a Meat Fest party.
And maybe ordering that pool.
Mr. Elway, I thought you said help yourself.
Remember that? Remember that pool quote you guys gave us? We'll take it.
Can you believe that? 700,000.
Yeah, well, a house? How do you go from? You should get a pool quote.
Pardon me.
I would have loved to have seen that conversation with his wife.
Are you planning to be in tomorrow for just on the show tomorrow?
You know, I need to take 2 days off this week. So how about I take tomorrow off because you're going to have two deputies here.